cool footage from, what the heck was the name of that island? Kalamagaganan. Video on that coming up. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Mayong buntag, magananu maga, mayonaga. Heck, I can't remember how to say it in Warai. So many dialects, man. Oh, I'm still getting set up here, guys. Just a couple minutes here. As usual, I'm kind of running around, getting it done. You guys hear me okay? Audio good. Looks like it. I'm unmuted. One second while we're still getting set up. Let me get this going here. Let me get the maps up. Google Maps. All right. And I like to switch back and forth in the maps while we're doing that. StreamYard. Present. Share screen. Google Maps. Okay. All right. Okay. Yes, hear me fine. Okay, let's get right into, I got a bunch of stuff to talk about real quick. The trip update. So, gosh, left over a month ago. And yeah, let's do the map right now to a little bit, talk about the trip really quick. Add the stage, go out to my map. And what we started. So we started in Ormoc, Chad and I. We spent almost a week here in Ormoc. I love that town. More to come on Ormoc. I'm actually scheduling a trip there for the community group. So we'll talk more about that here in just a second too. But spent almost a week. And then we rode straight up north to Biliran Island and stayed in Naval for, I mean, shoot, we were there for the majority of the time. So spent a ton of time exploring around this island, went out to Higatan Island. There was this huge party out there. Went up to Marapipi and then also Sambawan. So spent a ton of time here, saw some waterfalls and stuff like that. But we kind of got to a place where we're like needing to go different directions. So Chad's kind of doing his thing. I think he might still be up there or he might have moved on, but I'm definitely kind of going back and forth. And I'm really focusing on exploring a lot more of Leyte and the surrounding areas. Some trips I've got coming up. I'm going to be doing this route from Ormoc all the way down to, Ormoc down to So Good. And I'm really excited about this particular region from Bye to So Good. So that's kind of where we're at with the trip and the trip update from that. So we're just kind of, traveling around and more exploring at my own pace. And I feel, so a lot of this trip for me, in a lot of ways, was a scouting mission. I wanted to kind of roll through and then look at where some of the better roads and stuff like that to kind of take you guys on. So that's kind of the thought on that trip, as well as just kind of travel around. What else we got on? Focus is still on Leyte, more back. Yeah. So I mean, I'm based here, so I see myself kind of doing what I'm doing now. I'm back in Cebu, do more kind of this back and forth. I've got a great place to park my motorcycle. Shout out to you, Miriam, for having me park my bike. So yeah, doing some back and forth stuff. That way, it's also too not such a disruption on my life, and I can get back in the gym and do that. My running has been pretty consistent on the road, but it is a little bit of traveling around like that can be a struggle. Let's see here. Yeah, really just trying to, instead of just kind of burn through all of Leyte down to Mindanao, really just trying to deep dive into these areas, make friends and connections. I made a lot of friends in Biliran. I'm also making a lot of friends in Balampan. So really digging that. Another announcement I have is Facebook Messenger. My social media accounts are now really exploding, Facebook included. I didn't even think, maybe a month ago I had maybe just over 500 Facebook friends, and now I'm over 5,000. So Messenger is really not a good way to interact with me anymore because I get hundreds of messages every day. So just a quick announcement on that. If you've been interacting with me on Facebook Messenger, it's no longer a good option. Yeah, so the community group, if you're not aware, I have a community group. It's pretty small. It's like whatever, 400 or 500 people. We help each other out. We talk about life in the Philippines. We talk about whatever, right? It's a growing group, but I do a lot of scheduling of events and stuff like that. And I've got a couple events that are coming up. I've got an event this Saturday. It's a meetup. I've got some friends from Lete that I met that are coming in for the weekend. And so they're going to be there on Saturday, as well as, so it's a meetup where we can meet, we can chat, do all that kind of stuff, as well as other locals. If you have problems and stuff, like you're here and you're trying to figure stuff out, it's also a great place to kind of work with. We got a team of people who show up pretty regularly that kind of gone through it all. So that's coming up on Saturday, and that you can find out in the Carefree Chris community group. A link to that group is in really almost all my recent videos. There's a link to that community group that you can find there. Also, too, I've scheduled a trip to Ormoc where it's really just a couple guys that were like, hey, let's go out to Ormoc, let's check it out. And so that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to leave on Tuesday. I put some ferry times and stuff like that. You have a couple of ferry options you could do between Ocean Jet and Supercat. And then, spend a couple nights, we'll go out and grab dinners and, hang out and get some coffee and stuff like that and just kind of wander around the city. So that's coming up, and you can see that on the community group. I think that is all the announcements that I have. I apologize. We're into it deep, but really a lot going on, guys. I'm telling you, especially with the travel around kind of stuff and touring. I'm getting ready today. I'm still, I'd say about 90% there, but I'm getting ready today to put a deposit down on a second bike. The Motor Ace here, who I've worked with a lot, they contacted me and said, look, we've got a Himalayan 450 for you. We've been holding it. What do you want to do? So, and if what that's going to open up for me is really kind of what my passion's motorcycling is, really just kind of take you guys, if we have a couple bikes, you know what, let's go tour Lete together. Let's take a week and kind of do that. I can also potentially rent out bikes. There's a lot of logistics I got to accomplish before I can do any of that. A lot of legal stuff, business visas, setting up an LLC. So that's all in the works. Websites. I've been busy, and a lot of that is in the works. So get ready for that. Coming up, just, let's ride around, man. Let's go do it. Let's go hop on a bike. Let's ride Lete. So with that said, that's all the announcements. That's all we got going on. Let's take a look. Let's get into it. Oh my goodness. What a whirlwind it's been. What an adventure life is. So cheers, right? Yes, 3 likes. Here we go. Yeah, good times, man. I'm also streaming to Facebook on this, so I don't know. We'll see how that works. Good morning, hot and sunny Batangas. Yes, 1100 Rebel. Nice bike. Yeah, I'm really excited about picking up that Himalayan 450. I think it's going to be, so that was kind of the thing that got me a little bit, is they're offering kind of the initial price on that. It's going to be, I think it was 356,000 pesos. So let's look at that. Let's convert that out. And they're suspecting it's probably going to go up to 390. So 356,000. Yeah, that's 6,200 is that price of that bike. It's going to be black. I kind of wanted the white one, but that's all right. It's all right. It'll be a good bike. I'm really excited about that. Good morning from Orlando. What's up, X? What's up, brother? Yes, good morning. How are you? Really excited about the bike. You've been putting on some miles there, man. Exciting times. Yes, good morning. Hey, Tin, how are you? I think that's you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning from, hey, John. Good morning, Chris from North Carolina coast. All right, sweet. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for being here, Benny. What's up? I'm Buntag, brother. Big C, what it be? Let's get it. Things cranking, man. I'm telling you. Let's do it. I'm ready. Who wants to go riding? Just so beautiful. It's so much fun. I'm meeting great people. I'm really, really excited about kind of what's happening with me and what's going on. So really been fun. Week when we have a big bike show. Okay. Nice, man. That sounds like a good time. Yep. Hear me fine. All right, sweet. Yep, sweet. Enjoy the hold music. That footage, man, was on what's it called? Qualic. Yeah, I can't even pronounce it. But let's look at the map. Let's add to stage Google Maps. That footage was from, where are we at here? Okay, there's Ormoc, there's Palampon. That footage was from, where is that little island? Right there. Look at that little speck, right? Look at that. I mean, that's just crazy. But that's where that footage was shot, and just beautiful. A tiny little island. We actually camped out over there overnight. Me and four other friends. So really, just spectacular weekend. Really good times, man. Good times. A video on that is coming. But yeah, humid enough. It's all right. Yeah, I mean it's warm, but I was just kind of thinking about that, right? Like the weather here, it's just pretty consistent, also, so you kind of get used to it. With Colorado, you just have such extreme weather, right? Whether it be winter or summer, even, just you have hotter. Here, you just don't have those extremes. You really just kind of have the same. Once you get used to it, it's really not that bad. I don't have the experience like in Colorado, right? If you're out in the winter time for more than a couple hours, you can die, like exposure. I don't feel the same here. Like I feel like the weather here, yeah, while it can be hot and it can be uncomfortable if you're in the sun for an extended period of time, I don't feel like it's, like life-threatening weather. I mean, you can have typhoons and stuff like that would be, but yeah, the weather here has kind of been a non-issue for me, and I really enjoy the weather, to be honest. I love it. It's been sunny. The entire trip that I did, that whole month of riding in Leyte, I didn't have there was one time I got into rain, and my gear that I'm wearing is super moisture wicking. So even if I was super soaked at one point, like I was riding in heavy downpour, but that was like, I don't even know. I rode for that maybe 10 minutes or so, and then it was sunny and dry, and then within 10 minutes, because I have the clothing that I have on, plus you're riding a motorcycle, I was completely dry. So the weather's kind of been a non-issue for me in a lot of ways. I'll be honest with you. Make it back to the house. Are you still traveling? Yes, back at the house for a little bit. So I'll be here for a week, and then I'll be on the road again next week. You look like I've lost some weight. I might have. I've been running. That's one thing I've been doing is running a lot because I don't have access to a gym. That, and I kind of grew back my goatee, which maybe makes my face look thinner. Yeah, gamer, what's up? Going? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I can't remember where you're at, but yes. Helavine's predator hunter. He's a predator. What am I hunting? I'm hunting Wasco wabbits. Sounds good. Really cool. Yeah, lots up, man. I'm really excited about it. I really am. I'm excited about the riding that I've recently discovered. Just absolutely beautiful riding. Yeah, good times. Making some good friends out there in Leyte. Yeah, should be fun. I just got back from swimming with fishes. There were monsters. So awesome to swim with the whale sharks. Yeah, the whale sharks down there in Oslo. Actually, they have them quite. They have places like that kind of all over. Oh, I just picked up a new toy. The new X4, man. I haven't shot with it at all. I just kind of really just getting it set up, but look at that. That's going to be, you can shoot 8K. I'm excited to see the footage on that. So that'll be fun. And also, I think what I could do is shoot two cameras. So I could shoot a camera in the front of me and a camera in the back. And I think the camera in the front, you won't see it. But yeah, just to kind of give a little more camera angle during the riding stuff. So excited about that. Yeah, the whale sharks in Oslo seem pretty cool. Yes, good morning, Casper. Ready to hit the gym soon, I know, right? Yeah, it's one of the things about traveling like I've been doing that I kind of got present to is that it doesn't enable me to, I mean, I brought my exercise bands and I did a little bit of stuff, but just when I'm traveling like that, I don't have the ability to work out. So I'm really looking at ways I can create either bases in city like Palmpon, where I scouted out a gym, or do my trips where it's not so disruptive, where I'm like gone for a month, like I kind of was just now. So, but good for you, Casper. Yeah, I'm glad it's going well. I want to go ride down south with you, but with the island, my wife will get upset, dude. I'm telling you, that is not the case. It is just hopping. Yeah, making a lot of friends, new friends along the way. But I mean, you guys know me. It's kind of not that's not my game. I didn't move here to date a lot or meet a bunch of women. And I'm actually dating now. I've actually met a girl in Palmpon, and it's early on, but just a really incredible girl. She's a student at the local university, engineering student, industrial engineer, incredibly sharp, really grounded, sweet girl. So I'm enjoying. I like more kind of the long term stuff. I've never been a guy who likes to date and then move on and date and move on kind of deal. I'm really kind of the guy that likes to explore and get to know somebody deeply. And so yeah, don't worry about that, brother. I'm with you. I'm more into the riding than I am in the dating. And that was actually one of the things that I saw in me and Billy Ron, is I just got really uncomfortable in the dating dynamic that kind of was there for me. And yeah, it really opened some things up for me. And man, I have to say, man, moving to the Philippines, there's been a lot of personal kind of growth and development, and in inquiry is like, what am I up to? Like, what do I want? And, what do I want in these next years of my life? What do I want in my relationships? So it's been pretty fascinating, and I've loved that. And then dating has been a big part of that as I've gotten into more dating. So, but motorcycle riding is my passion, and it always has been, and like you, brother. So yeah, don't worry about that. Let's just go ride, man. Who cares? Heck, we could bring our wives, right? Well, I don't have a wife, but probably will at one point really soon. But let's just go ride, brother. Come on. Yeah, I got my dome sunburnt while swimming with the fishes, but it was worth it. Yeah, nice, dude. Yeah, I've learned to kind of I get a little bit of sun, so I have some extra whatever melatonin for protection. But yeah, if I'm out more than probably an hour or so, I tend to cover up, right? I put on hats and all that stuff. Also, yep, yeah, nice down there. Yeah, what do you call the fake flight? Yeah, the fake return flight. I'm trying to get my ticket booked, but don't know when I'll come home. Is there such thing as an open ticket? Yeah, what you could do, brother, is you can go to, what's it called? Onward Ticket. I believe that's still a deal. You go out to onwardticket.com or whatever, and you can book that kind of fake ticket. Now you have to do it like within a certain time frame, like whatever 24 hours, which is a little bit of a pain in the butt because you're probably doing it at the airport as you're departing. But that's what I used. I tell you, there's a girl, I don't know if she's still doing this or not. Her name was Jennifer Terry. She had a YouTube channel. It's all she talked about and did. I would go check her out. Anyone who's traveling here, got questions about the visas and traveling and that kind of stuff. And when I came out here, COVID was still kind of a big deal too. So I would suspect she's still doing it just because she was masterful at it. So I would check her out as far as the details on all that. And she can give you coaching as far as Onward Ticket and stuff. She probably has an affiliate link and all that stuff that she can make a couple bucks on. So yeah, but yeah, Onward Ticket is a service that I used, a year and a half ago. Can't wait to travel around with you guys. Let's go, man. The thought of having no schedule and just enjoying my life would be great. I'm going to get the Honda ADV. Brother, it was funny. I was just talking about that, and I was editing a video right now. I have like no structure. I have like my day is kind of whatever. I mean, other than kind of around YouTube and really when I schedule something like this to live, whatever I do in that day is it. And I love that. I absolutely love it. My day in the West was 8 to 5, Monday through Friday for 50 something years. And the lack of structure here and just like wake up and, hey, what do we want to do today? Right? Oh yeah, let's go hop on an island and spend the night in a tent and, go party around there. It's like, or let's go hop on the motorcycle and ride 3 hours up to some waterfalls. I mean, come on, man. So yeah, so really excited about that. Really excited to kind of what I'm envisioning with you guys, help when you guys are out here, because I see this all the time. I got a guy coming in, a Buffalo police officer, right? Shout out to, really anyone who served in our country, but also to the guys who were firefighter and policemen and all that. That's hard work. But anyways, I got a guy coming in from Buffalo, and I just want to, guys that are here short time and you don't know what to do and that kind of thing. I'm really into getting you guys out, right? Like showing you guys some different things that you probably wouldn't see if you were just here on a deal. So yeah, really excited about all of that coming up. Yep. Yeah, man. Let's go riding for sure. Is the camera the 1-inch sensor? No, Benny, it's not the RS. It's the Insta360 came out with a new X4. And that's what this is. It's basically my old, so I've been shooting a lot with this X3, and this is that camera. And so yeah, So I shoot with the Insta360 X3. This is how I get all that cool 360 stuff. And this is the new one, the X4. So a little bit different. And I like too, it's got those lens guards on there, because you remember this came off my bike. I don't know. I mean, if this took a hard crash, the lens guards might not do anything. But yeah, really excited. I haven't shot anything with it yet. So it'll shoot 8K. But I think it has a tendency to overheat. This one did too. So that's why I kind of have to watch kind of what I'm doing with this. Like if I'm on my bike, I can't be sitting still. I got to be moving. But anyways, really excited to see kind of the capabilities of this particular camera. It is a little bit heavier. Be interesting to see how it handles on the motorcycle mounts. But the mount setup that I have now, I think is pretty solid. I don't think it's going anywhere. But like I said, I'm going to shoot with both cameras. I'm going to kind of also too do some stuff where I'm sitting them on the road and get some drive-by stuff. So my motor vlogging is going to really kind of blow up a little bit, and adding some drone footage along my shoots as well as different perspectives is going to be big. It's going to be big. Yeah, still waiting for you to post a 360. Yeah, interesting. I have not posted any 360 content. All right. Yeah, I haven't. You're right. I set the keyframe on all of it and haven't posted anything. Yeah, I got to think about that. Yeah, no, good. Thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate it. How my travel's going? Dude, it's going great. It's been busy. I've been on the road for over a month, coming back and forth, and I had some challenges. Whatever. My daughter accidentally canceled my debit card, and so that was a little bit of a oh crap moment. But thankfully, I haven't really relied much on my debit card over the past year and a half. So, but yeah, so I had to come back and just some things to manage and things to get shipped, and but it's going well. Yeah, I say the only downside is my inability to really strength train, which is a passion of mine. I have been running on the road, but I haven't really been able to do any kind of strength training. So that's kind of really been only the downside that I can that's coming to mind. But yeah, it's going well, man. I'm bummed that I missed you during my 3 weeks. Oh yeah, no worries. Just purchased another flight from Texas to Cebu late October. Yeah, I'll be around, man. October is when my lease is up here. But I don't know, right? I got to talk to the owner's got some stuff too, where he's doing some hiking and stuff like that. So I got to talk with him about kind of the timing around that. But yeah, I should be around. Have you seen David Bond lately? I have not seen David Bond lately. Did he really? Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but I haven't heard from him. I need to reach out. I mean, I've seen him around. Like, we weren't super close, but I mean, I've seen him. I've probably seen him a dozen times. Yeah, we worked out at the gym, but I haven't been around the past month, really. Oh, maybe close to 2 months. I haven't been here in Cebu City much. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on there, man. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, keep it up, bikes in nature. I'm with you, dude. I love it. I love it. Love it. Like I said, I'm Morton. I'm getting ready today to go put down a deposit on a 450, and it should be here, I think, in a couple weeks. So, yeah, it's coming. John, I've been riding and racing motorcycles most of my life. I love vintage bikes. How's the vintage scene in the Philippines? Brother, it's huge. It's huge. They're so set back. You got guys in like the Fonz, right? The freaking leather jackets, the jeans and all that. Dude, you're going to fit right in here. And the Royal Enfield is the classic 350. I mean, but it's smaller, right? So that's when I would say the one thing that's different is you're not going to have your big Harleys. You're not going to have those big bikes. You're going to have the small, like the Royal Enfield Classic 350 would be a great example of that. But I know all kinds of guys that are a vintage and that kind of style. So you're going to fit right in here. It's a big scene here. A lot of big motorcycle community here. Yeah, really cool. But smaller displacement bikes, just because too, it's what's practical here. I haven't been able to make your live streams for a while, but I'm loving the new vibe of your channel. You seem happier, if that makes any sense. I am, man. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I remember seeing you ASMR. But yeah, no, I'm good. Like, I'm a little bit, like I said, the strength training thing is a little bit of a missing for me. I would say in my kind of overall like well-being and like what works for me. But yeah, I mean, just the motorcycling, the traveling around has been just, I love it. I love it. And yeah, it's why I moved to this country. And I'm finally kind of doing that, right? Like there was some stuff, like I bought my bike and had some logistics around kind of getting it and getting it registered and that. And then I got in a relationship, and then the bike didn't really work for two people. That's also too why I'm excited about getting this other bike, because I can ride two up, no problem, with luggage. So I kind of feel like I'm kind of like my things are coming in stride for me, like why I moved here and the goals and the things that I wanted to accomplish. I'm kind of doing them right now. So yeah, no, things are well. I'm dating a girl who I find incredible. Granted, we haven't been dating for very long, but you know, so yeah, it's just kind of things are really clicking for me now. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I believe someone in your Facebook group posted about you not being able to use the onward ticket. Ooh, last minute. You have to do several invays in advance. Thanks, Benny. I appreciate that. I have not been in, you know, the world of traveling to the Philippines for a year and a half now. So I would think Jennifer Terry's probably still doing her stuff. I would reach her out. But yeah, appreciate that, brother. Really do. Can you lose weight since you've been there for the Philippines, all the sweating from the tropical heat? Yeah, I think you probably could. You know, it's not the best of diets, right? There's a lot of fried food and stuff. The way to eat healthy, though, that I think for people, especially if you can afford it, is hire a yaya or a maid or whatever to then have them come in and do all the shopping. You can get fresh produce, you can get fresh chicken and fish and all that stuff, and have them cook for you. That I would think, and then train them how you want your food prepared. That would be, I think, the best way to eat healthy here. It's not that expensive. I know coming from the West, hiring a full-time chef seems to be a little bit over the top and outrageous, but those kinds of services, I'm telling you guys, are not that expensive here at all, and really affordable. It is something I will be doing down the road. Absolutely. Yeah, sweating out in the heat. Yeah, you can lose some weight, you know, for sure. The lens guards on the new one. Yeah, great idea. Definitely make it look bigger. Yeah, and those are the premium lens guards too. They have another set of lens guards that came with it. But these are the premium ones that are not supposed to degrade any kind of image quality. So I'm going to experiment with it. I have not even used it yet. That's one of the reasons why I came back, I knew this was waiting for me and I picked it up. So really excited about that. I'm probably going to order a couple more batteries. I hear, because when you shoot at like 8K, the battery life I think is less than a half hour, which isn't a super big deal for me. But if I'm doing like kind of like a longer ride, that might be an issue. But yeah, I'm really excited about using that camera and just experimenting with it. Yeah, yes, yep. 76% in Bantangas humidity. Yeah, it's warm. And people have been talking about like record heat and stuff, but I don't really notice any different. And honestly, the weather's a non-issue for me. It really is. Yeah, it really is. I mean, there's times, right? Like kind of like I was talking about in Colorado, where you just don't want to be outside for very long. There's times like that, like when it's hot and sunny in the middle of the day, where I wouldn't want to stand in the sun for an hour, right? There is that, but is it worse than Houston? I don't think so. I think Houston is hotter. Is it hotter than like Phoenix and that kind of stuff? No, I don't think so. Granted, Phoenix is a drier heat, right? But I feel like some of the areas in the Western United States where we're from are worse than what we have here. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Chris, have you been to Landers? I've not been to Landers. At one time, they had a discounted membership for 350 pesos, and they have this thing. Yes, they do. It's so funny, you guys. I love it. I love this community. You guys remember. But yeah, I have been to Landers. I did see they have the Degree stick deodorant that I like. But I looked at that and I just don't bulk. It's just me, right? So I don't really bulk shop or all. So, I mean, I could get it just for 350 pesos, right? It's so cheap, at least for the deodorant and the other things. Tums, I think, was another one that I was kind of maybe considering getting. But yeah, I haven't got it. But if you're a dude that has hair, it might be worth it, because I do believe you can get a free haircut every month. So if you're a guy here in Cebu City, Landers might be a good option, especially at that price. And you can go there, they got food and stuff. But for me, plus I don't have a car, and yeah, it just wasn't something I looked at it. David Bond disappeared after hanging out with Scotty Boy. Yeah, I don't know, man. I need to reach out to him though, see what he's up to. I don't know. Like I didn't I found him interesting, right? I don't know, right? I know that's a touchy subject for folks, and I just don't know that history with him. Um, but I've hung out with him, whatever. We've had several meals together and hung out. I do find him interesting. I don't find him to be like a bad human being, and I admittedly don't know everything about David, but in the interactions that I've had with him, I found him to be a very interesting guy. He's a very caring guy for his friends. I know he's flown several of his close, childhood friends and trying to make a difference in their life. So, but yeah, yeah. Nice. What was the price then? It was 356,000 pesos, Morton. So let's look that up. Yeah, 300. I think that's what it was. Hold on. Let me look at this real quick. I took a picture of it. Yes. 367. So yeah. So let's convert that out. 367. That's 6,000, like $6,400 is the price of that. And I was told that it's probably going to go up to 390. So that's kind of why, I was looking to do it now. So 367. Yeah, basically 6,400 US is the price of that. And it's the black one. So yeah, let me know. 726. Okay, cool. What's up with Scotty Boy? Many bashing the heck out of him. I don't know. I ran into him briefly in Naval. I saw him kind of in passing. I don't know. I don't know anything about that as far as bashing him. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know anything about that. I don't really know him at all. I don't. Yeah, I don't really know him at all. Yeah, new bike, nice. Is that the Himalayan 450 or the 411? Yeah, Benny, the 450, Himalayan 450. I think it's the perfect bike for me. It's that 400 to 500 cc range, which I like. I can ride all over Lausanne. It's got a little bit of it's pretty off-road capable, much more than I am. I'm really not an off-road capable rider. I did some stuff in the BMW Rawhide camp back in Colorado. So I have a little bit of training, but I'm more of a street rider than anything. Out of whatever the probably close to 100,000 miles that I've ridden on a motorcycle, most of that, like 90% of that's been on the road. I had a 790 Duke. I did have a Tanneray 700 in Colorado that I was kind of starting to off-road. But yeah, so the 450 Himalayan seems like a great bike for the Philippines. I really do. It might be one of the best bikes. It's a little probably more off-road capable than what you would need here. A little more road biased bicycle with some mild off-road, just because you're going to hit potholes and stuff like that. Would be, I think, probably the better bike. But this would open the door for me if I did want to do a little more off-road stuff, which I am interested in doing. Like, gosh, wouldn't it be cool to get like 4 or 5 guys and let's tour the Philippines, right? Let's just cruise, man. Let's get some tents and stuff, and let's go cruise around. That's kind of my vision. That's kind of really what I would love to do. And us and the girls, whatever, let's just go. I just love it. So yeah, the Himalayan 450 is right in line with that, right? What kind of range do you get on the 400? On the what kind of range do I get? Are you talking to like gas tank range on my 350 on my 100 350? Yeah, I think on the Himalayan 450, I think it's got. I was just kind of hearing about that. I don't remember the miles on that, but it would. I don't think it would be an issue on my 100 350. I have no problem at all, because that's the thing, right? When you look at the map here, let's add the map. When you look at the map, it's not like you could ride. I mean, you could ride all of Cebu and what? I mean, if let's say you ride this coast, it's like whatever, 5 hours, right? Let's take a look at that. Let's just look. Oslob, let's do directions, and let's just say Bantayan. And Bantayan Island, because that's north. Pretty much north to south, right? Yeah, so 7 hours, 250 kilometers, and you're going to pass by 50 different gas tanks or gas stations. So gas tank size isn't as big as a deal like it is in the West, where you've got, whatever kind of riding. At least for me, and that it just hasn't been an issue. But yeah, like in my current riding deal, my Himalayan has been plenty of, fuel capacity. Yeah, really interesting question though, and something I hadn't thought about until you asked it. I think that's what you're asking for, as was my gas tank range. How many Ducatis do you see when riding in your area? 0. I don't see any. Yeah, none. I'd say 90% of the motorcycles are scooters, and then, you know, some bigger bikes. Now, where a couple gentlemen are at here, they live in Luzon, and you have interstates and stuff like that. And when I went up to Makani and BGC, whatever, a couple months ago, I did see bigger bikes there. I did see leader bikes. I did see that, and that might be a little more practical here. But here in this region where I live in Cebu, and all my travels through Leyte and Cebu and Pahol and Negros and Iloilo, right? And I just don't see I don't really see any bigger bikes at all. My bike, the 350cc, is almost always the largest cc bike that I see. I really don't see anything else. Yeah, no, great question. I'm getting the X4 as well before I come. I find that I bought a lot of the same stuff you did. Yep. If anything, I can do just another camera view. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, dude, fun. Let's go. Let's go ride. Yeah, the X4. And then, so you bring up a good point for anyone, especially people who aren't even looking to vlog but are coming out here. Buy all that electronic stuff there and then kind of bring it with you. Yeah, I mean, you can get that stuff here, especially if you're in the bigger areas. But those are things that are actually cheaper there in the United States versus here. So get your electronics there before coming out. Hey, Chris, glad to see you back in action again. Hey, Mr. Travolta. ASMR fan is right. You seem a lot happier. Yeah. How long did it take you to travel back from your Cebu sip? You seem to go back and forth a lot. Yeah. No, there's just, as far as the happier thing, guys, I just kind of, it's not really based on anyone or anything or any dynamic like that too. I want to be careful around that. And I am, I'm just living my dream right now. I really am. I'm doing things that I've wanted to do for years. And so I would say that's kind of the base of it. And, and it's just the dating and meeting people that I connect with, even outside of dating, just meeting like men and women that I connect with. I love that. And I'm really up to that kind of stuff and doing that now. So yeah. And then, running has been a big factor in that and staying healthy. But how did I travel back and forth to Cebu? And that's one of the things, let's bring up that map again. I want to show you. One of the things that I'm really, and I don't know anyone else who really kind of talks about this, that one of the things I love about this particular region of, am I streaming this? Yeah. Okay, cool. One of the things I love about this region here is your ability to get here super easy. Like from Cebu, you can get a ferry to Ormoc, to Palampon, to some of these other regions. I'm still kind of looking at what those other port cities are, but you can get a fast craft. You can be there in 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours in Ormoc. Easy trip. Now you can't bring a bike with you, but so that trip is I think that was about 6 hours. But a fast craft you can get from Cebu City to Ormoc in 3 hours. You can be there, and you got ferries going all throughout the day. Yeah. So see if I wonder if I can add those photos here. 1 second. Let's see if I can add this stage. 1 second here. Present slides. Your computer. Yeah. Sorry, I was going to see if I could. I've got screenshots of the present. Yeah. I think I'd have to remove it. Sorry about that. But I do have screenshots of the ferries. But there's ferries that go. I'll just read it off. There's ferries that go several times a day. Where's that at? Pics for Live. Here we go. So there's two from Cebu City. You've got Supercat, and they've got ferry times at 5:30, 9 a.m., 12:30, and 4. So they got 4 different ferry times throughout the day. And then Ocean Jet is another one. Same kind of deal. They got a ferry at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 4:30 p.m. So same thing, four ferries a day that you can get. So it's just, that's what I love about this particular region from Cebu City anyways. It's very easy for us to get to. And these are, I would say not your typical Philippines destination. So you're going to get a really authentic experience. They're remote. People are friendly. It's just, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of that. And it's why I can go back and forth, as you're saying here, really easily. It's 3 hours. I could leave in the morning and be here midday, you know, so it's super easy, provided I leave my bike there. So yeah, I've been going back and forth now a couple times, coming back here, and I have a base here. You know, I have a home here in Cebu City, and I don't know if I'll always have a home here in Cebu City, a base. I might, and that you can get. I was pricing out apartments in Palampon there. I can get a apartment for like 5,000 pesos, right? So let's convert that out. What is 5,000 pesos? Yeah, less than $100. So for $100, I can have a base there in Palampon or Ormoc for less than $100, and then keep gear there and then ride around. And then, but also maybe have a base here too. Right? Spend a couple weeks here, spend a couple weeks out there. I would also like to get a base somewhere down in Mindanao and have a base down there. And that's the other thing that I want to explore is, all right, so what's the ferry? Leyte is really easy to get to ferry wise from Cebu. What's the ferry system like in Mindanao? How easily can I get to Dipolog or CDO or that kind of stuff, right? Can I get a fast craft? Because that's what's cool about, that's what's cool, guys, about this particular region here in Cebu City. That's what's so cool about it. You're really centrally located. So if you want to go to Leyte, boom, you're there. If you want to go to Mindanao, boom, you're there. Bohol, you're there. You know, Bohol is another destination I really just kind of want to get to, because I feel like for us riding around, man, it would just be incredible and so easy, right? Yeah. Really cool. Yep. Remove that. Yeah, good stuff, guys. Appreciate the questions and the conversation about that. I've been looking at areas with cooler climate. Not sure about Baguio. Any other suggestions? Summit Province would be okay. Yeah, John, that's another great question, because people get so fixated on Baguio, and I know I'm not saying it right, whatever, but Baguio or Baguio, whatever. But there are other destinations in the Philippines that you can get to where there's cooler climates. Mindanao's got a section of them too. Basically, what you're looking at are higher elevation. Now, the unique thing about Baguio too is it's further north, right? Let's pull up the map again. Instead of kind of, so you do have, because you're further north, so you're further away from the equator. So you've got that region up there, but there are other regions of the Philippines that are mountainous that you can get in some cooler area. People talk about Dumaguete, and you got Valencia. You've got that region there. Same kind of deal. You go up in elevation, and you're out of a little bit of it, right? A little bit of the kind of the heat. But honestly, for me, I think, I don't know. I don't, the weather has been a non-issue for me, and I don't necessarily mind the heat though. So for like guys who are comfortable in like snow and that kind of deal, which I was too, it might be an issue, but I would just say, John, come check it out. Come check it out. Come check it out. Yeah. When you get to 450, get your fingers out of your ass and do one of the tours and loops. Yes. Yeah, I know. You're right, brother. I could do that's the other thing. I could do all day in the saddle on that bike. I'm pretty sure the riding triangle is going to be great. Yeah. Yeah. I need to just pull the trigger and get it done. And then keep the Hunter and then rent it out for guys who are coming in, like that, and have a bike for that. But you're right, brother. I'll get out. Luzon, Tagaytay, cool location. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thanks, brother. I bought about 4 years ago. You bought about 4 years worth of deodorant. It's hard to find, man. You cannot find stick deodorant. I couldn't anyways. I could not find stick deodorant. I'm just looking around here. Okay, cool. I had some problems with charging, so I'm making sure that all my stuff is staying charged. But yeah, stick deodorant is a little bit of a challenge. I've actually got adjusted to roll-on, and I use roll-on and spray. I two-factor it just for security purposes. Oh yeah, that's funny, brother. I found Jennifer Terry channel. Yeah, thanks. I want to hit Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, and Malaysia. Yeah, she was phenomenal back when I was traveling a year and a half ago, and she was so good at it. I would yeah, glad to hear that she's still doing that. I appreciate it. Yeah, yep. Lots of areas, guys, where you can go and just get up a little bit for cooler climate. I'm like, yeah, and the weather really is non-issue for me. Seems like the West are creating new scare. The weather It's too hot. Yeah. Oh, the West is creating some new scares about coming here. Now they have temps feeling like temps. Yep. Considering it high. Yeah. Yeah. I've heard that too. I've heard that there was some talk about the weather and record high stuff. And I think in Manila and Luzon area, I think there might have been. Yeah. How's your diet when on the road? Are you able to eat clean? I'm not, man. Well, I eat a lot of barbecue, so I eat a lot of grilled stuff, like chicken and fish. I eat a lot of that. Rice. I eat a lot of chicken, fish, and rice, and a lot of fresh fruit. So I mean, it's okay. I can see where I'm lacking fresh vegetables. I could really see how to eat healthy though. I need a wife. I can really see how to eat healthy. I think you could eat healthier here than you can in anywhere else, just because your access to fresh fruits and produce and all that stuff is right there, guys. I haven't shot a market in a while, and I'll shoot the market in Palampon. But your access to fresh veggies and all that stuff, it's right there. I'm just not a best of cook. I've kind of been a bachelor a lot of my life, and cooking hasn't been a passion of mine. So I'm just not it's not a strength of mine. But you can eat healthy here. You can. Yeah. It just in the city, in the Cebu city, it might be a little bit of a challenge. Like I said, I think the best way to eat healthy is to hire a chef to kind of do that for you, to cook and clean. And you could eat really clean. You could eat healthy, especially you can train them in how you want your food prepared. Greetings from Ontario. Yeah, brother. Yeah, I love the channel. I'll be back in the Philippines in November for a month. Can't wait. Yeah, man. Yeah, hope November comes quick for you. I like the Himalayan. Yeah. It go anywhere bike. I'm with you, man. I really do. I think I can get that bike. Yeah, it's much more capable than I am for sure. I'm really excited about that, and kind of everything that I was talking about earlier. I can ride two up. I can ride luggage. I could ride some of these back roads with confidence, right? Or the side and top box with the bike. There are half price with a bike compared to buying them after. Ah, okay. Yeah, good to know. Appreciate that. Lots of Ducatis in Luzon. Okay, yeah. I haven't seen. Yeah, I don't really see a lot. I see a lot of BMWs, not a lot, but as far as a bike that stands out outside the scooters, is probably like the big GS, and that. Yep. Sam Turner, aka Blue. Hey, thanks, Sam. Yeah, appreciate that, brother. I will put that towards the bike. It's a little bit of a scare, I'll be honest, because I'm getting to it. It puts me in a situation. So I moved here financially. I don't really go into detail a lot about my finances, but I moved here financially where I had just enough money. When I do stuff like this, it puts me in a category where I need to start making some money. And thankfully, I had a really good year with my investments where I was up like 25% for the year. So thankfully that happened. But yeah, so I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate that. It's called check the gas gauge as you ride. Yeah. Oh, it's funny. I'm a little bit. I've always kind of been this way too. Like my gas tank hardly ever gets below half tank. I always almost fill it up. Yeah. By the way, thanks for the vids. Yeah, thanks, brother. No, thank you. I do appreciate that a lot, man. A lot. So thanks, brother. I can confirm that the range problem having a smaller tank is nothing. Consider about. Yep. Yeah, the range with the smaller tank. Also here in Luzon, you have tons of gas stations. Yeah. It's a bigger deal in the West if you think about United States, and you could ride for days and that, and also too remote. Like Colorado is really remote, and riding all day out there and not encountering anybody or any kind of gas station, not an issue here. Really different. And riding a couple hours is sometimes hard to do because you can be on another island. So, but yeah, not a non-issue gas tank size for sure. Yep. It is. Is it possible to import bikes into the Philippines? Is it expensive? I have a Victory Hammer. Wow, big old bike. I love that bike. Beautiful. That was one of when I was wanting to get into motorcycle riding, that was like, oh, I love that bike. Vroom, vroom. The problem, though, that you're going to have with that bike, it's just not really practical here in this country. The big Harleys, anything, I would say anything above, well, in Luzon, it's different, right? Riding around that area is different. But the rest of the Philippines, anything above probably 500 cc is overkill. I say it all the time. It's like a Ferrari on a go-kart track. You're just not going to get it out of first gear. It's big, it's heavy, it's going to be hot. You're going to be sitting in traffic. It's much more practical to have something that's lighter, more agile, that you can kind of navigate in and out of traffic, or just these roads, like even in Leyte where there's no traffic. Dude, I don't get above 50 miles an hour. I don't get above 40 miles an hour. They're just these really small backcountry roads, you know, that you're just cruising. You're just going really slow speed. So having a really big displacement bike, you just don't need, brother. I'm telling you. I love that bike. Don't get me wrong. I hear you. But as far as a good bike for the Philippines, I would probably leave it there. Could you do it? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you really wanted to, brother, you could do it. You could ship it here. It'll cost you an arm and a leg. But yeah, you could do it. You won't be able to get it serviced. I would say, look, if you're going to be in Luzon, if you're going to be in the Manila area, you could do that, and you could probably ride it a little bit around. You might be able to even get service on it. But outside of Luzon, that bike will be a pain in the backside, brother. Right? Yeah. Ducati is the biggest riding club in the Philippines. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they're not around here at all. Maybe like the same kind of deal in Luzon, maybe, but there's not much of that community here. There's a big Royal Enfield one. There's a big riding community for classic vintage bikes for sure, and that makes sense given kind of the culture and the vibe that's here. But yeah, yep. I was talking about the fuel range. Yep. Guess I'm stuck thinking interstate travel here in the States. What does the 450 weigh? Slip disc, really have to watch things like weight. Yeah, slip. Yeah. You know, the Himalaya, the Royal Enfields in general are a little bit heavier bikes. They're not like your KTMs. They're not lighter. But if you're used to riding bikes in the West, it's going to be light, you know, because it's a 450 cc. You know, it's definitely not it's not a light bike in comparison, but it's also not a heavy bike. When I say that, it's yeah, like I was saying, your KTMs and that, your Husqvarnas, those are going to be super light, your gas, you know, those are extreme lightweight, but also very expensive. This bike is going to be heavier, but much more capable and capable. It's heavy, but it's light. But if you're used to riding bigger bikes in the States, it's going to be light just by the simple fact that it's a 450 cc. It's a hard question to answer because it is actually heavy for what it is, you know, but at the same time, it's not. My Rebel 1100 got a bit of a small tank, yeah, so more pistons for taking up new gas. Give you some of the rest time, yeah, critical for safe riding, yep. Yeah, probably want to try to buy all-in-one model bike, save money, parts, tires, etc. Yeah, no, I think that's what I like about the Himalayan. Another one, Morton's gonna scream at this. It's the NX500, the new Honda NX500. I like it. I think it might be the most practical bike for the Philippines if you're strictly road based. If you're not going to do really any off road at all, it's just, dude, it just works, man. And it's Honda, and you can get it anywhere. You can get it serviced. You know, I like that bike a lot. Really practical, good machine. But yeah, not really off-road capable at all, but a decent road machine that you can take anywhere in this country easily and get serviced, right? Hey, Jack, what's up, man? Hey, Chris, the other day I had 4 Harley riders go past here in Toledo coming from the south part of Cebu, heading up north. Yeah, no, they're here. There's some here they're here. My understanding is the really wealthy Chinese guys that kind of get them because Harleys are expensive to begin with, and here they're more expensive in the Philippines than they are in the United States, but they do exist. I just wouldn't want one. Like I said, it's, you know, there's the motorcycle analogy. It's better to ride a slow bike fast than a fast bike slow, and that, I think that's very much what you have when you have really anything over 500 cc's outside of the Metro Manila area. Anytime you have that analogy at play, right? Ferrari and a go-kart track. It's fun to ride a go-kart on the go-kart track, not a Ferrari. And when you're in like my 790 Duke, I could not imagine having that bike here. It would just be I would not get out of first gear. I've got a bike that goes to 0 to 100 like that, and a quick shifter up and down, and just, you know, and here I am putting along at 30 miles an hour. It's not a, you know, fast bike, slow bike, fast kind of deal, right? So there is a right tool for the job here for sure. Oh, I skipped over one, but I'll be right back to you. I truly enjoy watching your adventures. Yeah, thanks, man. Thanks for taking this along. I plan on being there in 2025, brother. Yeah, man. I'm here. I will be here. Look me up when you get here. Yep. Let's see. Thoughts of CDO. Yeah, I want to get down there. I want to check it out. I've heard some mixed vibes on CDO. So I guess they had a big flood there. So there's some kind of old and new kind of stuff that's going on as far as construction. Yeah, I don't know. And I've heard the same thing about what's at Taco Barn up there in Leyte. There's just some different vibes in some of these cities, and CDO is one of them. I have not been there yet to kind of give you my own personal perspective on it. But yeah, I think it's a great town. I've actually got friends that are out there. I know several people that are out there. It is a town I'll plan to go and see firsthand. Whether or not I live there, I already have some skepticism based on kind of that what I was kind of talking about with, is it a super, not friendly, but is it a super kind of upbeat kind of, that's a weird way to describe it too. But there's just some of these cities that you get into where you just feel like it feels good. Like it feels friendly. It feels home. It feels natural and that. And Palampon and Ormoc to me are two that really feel good. Like when I go into these towns, like I feel good there. And I like the vibe. I like the energy. I like the culture. I like the people. CDO and honestly, kind of Iloilo to me too. The vibe was just different for me there. It didn't, like, it almost standoffish was what I was kind of seeing there. So yeah, and CDO might be one of those too, based on kind of what I've been hearing in my initial reports, but want to go for sure. I truly enjoy watching your adventures. Thanks for taking this long. Yeah, all right, we got through that already. I read that and I skipped back. John would be, Tagaytay would be the alternative. Yeah, nice. Cebu is not only centrally located for travel and other islands, but also convenient for international travel. Absolutely. International airport here. You can fly direct flights, I believe, from Bangkok. I haven't looked at that recently, but I believe they do have direct flights. So I'm with you, man. I'm still a big fan of Cebu City. Whether or not I'm here a year from now, I don't know. I might base out of here and then go to other place, but Cebu City is pretty. I'm a big fan, man. Big fan. Smurf Crusher, what's up, man? Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Yeah, thanks for visiting my hometown, Palampon. Oh, I love your town. I love it. I'm probably going to be living there. I'm probably going to get an apartment there sometime July-ish. There's some timings around. This girl I'm dating has an internship, so that'll complete like July, and I'll probably get an apartment there in July or so. And I love your little town. It's so cool. Love it. Yeah, Tagaytay is cool. Yeah, it gets very hot though. Okay, all right. Yeah, like 2,000 degrees. I saw a recent video from Scotty Boy. He was in Malibut Mindanao, and he said it's a bit cooler there. Yeah, I think Scott has done a lot more exploring of Mindanao than probably any other vlogger that I know personally. And he really likes it a lot. I can't wait to get down there. I'm still deep diving into Leyte, and the girlfriend in Leyte now will kind of have me probably around that area. But there's so much to see. I haven't really explored that central region either, and I want to get down. She and I talked about doing trips down to this region, which looks absolutely gorgeous down here. Joe was actually talking to me about this part too. But there's this Limasawa Island here. It just looks spectacular. I can't wait to check that out and get down there. So we're gonna. She's got I think a couple weeks in May, and we're gonna probably run down there and get down there and check that out. So, but yeah, Mindanao, man. Scott's got some. He's got a lot of, I think, really good insight on some places that are here, some mountain towns. I know this is really mountainous through here, where you can find some cooler area or some cooler temperatures. I'm really excited about I know he did this. Riding down this coastal region in here. I really want to get down to General Santos. So yeah, a lot more riding. I'm really kind of I'm in no hurry to do it. This is home. I got the rest of my life to kind of do this stuff and what I plan on doing. So really just kind of getting the right bike to do it is a big thing. I think the Himalayan is going to be a big next step in that. Really just allow me to kind of take 2 up, as well as, pack some bags and stuff. But yeah, I think there's some good regions there in Mindanao for sure. Hello, Chris. Is it true 3K? Is it true 3K is not enough for me and my girlfriend in Cebu? I don't. I was on a live. They said 3K is so little and you can't do any of these. Yeah, I don't know, brother. I think you can. I was pushing 3K here in Cebu City with a girl. I think if you had a maybe apartment outside of like business park or IT park, if you kind of got a little bit budget minded with your apartment, you could do it for sure. If she cooked and you both cooked or whatever, market shop, easily, dude. The two of you could live on probably whatever 2,000 if you were budget minded. Now, if you went out like I did and ate 3 meals out, and you guys went out and did stuff and traveled and all that, then yeah, 3K is going to push it. If you lived in like the premier places in the business park and IT park, yeah, 3K is going to push it. If you were budget minded and you lived in some of the more cheaper areas and cooked at home more and stuff like that, dude, you're going to have no problem on 3K. Now, a lot of that too is going to depend on the Filipina. Does she have big family obligations and stuff like that? So there's just variables to that budget. But yeah, absolutely, man, you could do 3K here in Cebu City easily. You could do it. You could do it easily if you were just budget minded. Yeah, when it comes to cars in the Philippines, it's cheated Chinese brands at price you won't find in the U.S. can get fully loaded 2024 crossover for 15K. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. I might get a car at some point. There are some cars that I could see getting a van and stuff like that. But yeah, I could see that. My 450 has a 14-liter tank, which is good, but I'm feeling it a lot. Yeah, it's because you're like that, man. You're burying that throttle. I think you need to get out on some more bikes and coffee at Disco. I think you need to get out to some bikes. Yeah. Let's go ride, man. Let's go ride. My 450 NK weighs 165 kilos, easy to manage through traffic. Yeah. I don't know how much my 350 weighs. I feel like it's heavy for what it is, but it's also air cooled, right? So they built it to withstand kind of that kind of deal. I feel it's heavy for what it is. I mean, it's not a heavy bike, not my Tanneray is heavier, and that was top heavy, right? And it was like whatever 35 inches, right? Tall. So it was tall, it was top heavy. That bike felt heavy to me. My Hunter 350 feels heavy for what it is, but yeah, whatever. It's not bad. Yeah, Ducati. Oh, okay. I got what you're saying. I think you need to get out by some bikes at coffee at Ducati. Yeah, I can get out there, check that out. Yeah, I've never been a big Ducati guy. I don't know. BMW and Ducati, they're all right. I don't mind. The big GS is especially after being here and living here now and seeing the practical nature of smaller displacement bikes. I'm just disinterested, really. I'm more interested into those, the KTM 390 Adventure, the KTM Adventure bikes, the smaller displacement bikes, and really, I'm interested in those. I've been looking at vintage Honda 350 in the Philippines. Found one. Yeah, man, dude, there's a big vintage scene here. Big, yeah, big vintage scene here. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, that bike, it can't do anything really off road. I get that, but for what I think most people will ride it for, I think it is probably pretty ideal. Big ADV bike, y'all don't need to turn around on a gravel road. Yeah, I got in some oh my gosh, I got a video coming out, man, of some pavement. I'm riding out to this girl I'm dating, her house, and the pavement is like this wide. It's epic, man. It's like I feel like I'm on one of those old wooden roller coasters. It's just incredible. For sure, big bikes and sports cars here in the Philippines is all about status, not performance practice. Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah, sports cars is the same deal, right? Imagine having a freaking. I live in my place. There's like Ferraris and Porsches and stuff. It's like really you can't even get out of first gear in that thing. My BMW 650 scooter weighs 480 pounds. Wow. That's what I'm comfortable with. Yeah. P.S. Thanks for the most vague answer ever. Oh, it is, man. Because if you ask guys, if you ask true ADV riders and true like dual sport riders, this freaking 450 Himalayan is a beast. It's a beast. But really, is it? If you're coming off of like a bigger leader bike, not at all. Not at all. But if you're one of those guys, they're like, it's too heavy. They're out there shaving off exhaust and shaving off this and that to reduce the weight on it. But yeah, so it depends on who you are. Hey, Chris, do you have a scooter model you recommend? Yeah, Anthony, absolutely. So if you're into scooters, which is what the Honda ADV 160 is probably the most practical Philippines machine for everything out of Luzon. It really, guys, it is. You've got so much storage right under your tail. I'll probably get one at some point just as a practical bike just to kind of cruise around with. I would say the Honda ADV 160 is probably the best scooter to get. If you can't, they're around now. When I first got here, they weren't, because Honda, being the largest motorcycle manufacturer in the world and supply chain issues with COVID, were having issues. You couldn't find one, but now they're around. I would say get that one. The NMAX is another one. Those two in particular, and they're both, I think, 150 or 160 cc bikes. So great machine for the Philippines. And if you're fine riding a scooter, nothing wrong with that either. If you're fine with it, those are the two that I would recommend for you, brother. Discerning dash, or remember living comfortably in a very individual thing, but when I was comfortable, to me, not be comfortable, yeah, to you, like by someone, maybe another budget. Yeah, luxury living. Absolutely. Yeah, I've actually, if you've seen some of my videos on places I stay at, like I stayed at this place, really tiny room and 3 U's, but it was fine. It had an aircon, it had a shower, and whatever. I don't really care, man. I don't really care. Whatever. As long as it's got those kinds of things. I mean, even a hot shower, especially when it's warm out, I've learned to just be like, whatever. Main thing is just, aircon. And I don't know. I'm actually, I could deal with even sometimes if the room is really good, it doesn't, if it's really well ventilated, and I could even get by with just a fan. Hey, brother, how's it going, man? Big vintage scene here. Yep. Yeah, it's called expats. All right. Lots of vintage expats here. We're both budget minded, and she wants to cook and I prefer her cooking. Yeah, man, dude, you'll be fine on 3K. It's just to see how the two of us will spend. Yeah, man. No, you're right, dude. That's the big deal for me on the budget killer, is eating out and food. Yeah, man. Yeah, you'll be just fine, brother. You'll be just fine on 3K. Absolutely, with that. And yeah, budget-minded Filipina who doesn't have a lot of families, financial stuff, that could be another thing that could get you. But yeah, just fine. Yeah, and then just pick a part of Cebu, though, because the business park and IT park, you could even be in those. But even if you just get out a little bit, you can save a little bit of extra cash there too. Yeah, brother, you'll be good. 196 kilos. Yeah. I don't know. Is that heavy or light? I see she is very, very practical. Yep. She does not have family obligations going. Yeah, man. Yeah, you'll be good, brother. The other thing too, just can't post some comments and destinations. Yeah, just sorry, I'm just looking at the comments here. Yeah, just come out and check it out. Do a scouting trip, do whatever, come out and check it out. Oh, we all caught up in comments? Post comments. All destinations. Oh, I can't do Facebook comments. So if people are posting on Facebook, one second. I'm just going to look at Facebook really quick while we're caught up on comments. Hopefully it won't do any kind of feedback. All right, sweet. Yeah, I'm doing a lot more with Facebook and Instagram. As a result, those accounts are really kind of blowing up. But yeah, doing a lot with those. Posting shorter reels and content out there as well to kind of drive everything and boost everything up. But yeah, it's like a chubby girl needs loving too. 196 kilos, dude. How does that compare? How does that compare to what is my Himalayan? What is my 350 Himalayan? Or how much? Hold on one second. How much does the Hunter 350 weigh? 181 kilograms is the weight, according to Google, of the Hunter 350. Where'd the stream go? Yeah. So, yeah, 181 versus, yeah, for the Himalayan. Where'd that go? I thought you just posted the weight. Anyways, yeah, that's how much the Hunter 350 weighs. Oh, yeah, 196 kilos for the Himalayan. So, yeah, not much heavier, right? Yeah, that's why my bike does feel heavy, because it is. But it, like I said, it is air cooled, you know. Yeah. ADV bikes give you access to nature you won't believe if you're a little off-road capable, and the 450 can do to ride as a dream. Yeah, man. No, I think the 450 Himalayan is going to be. It's much more off-road capable than I am. It'll take me anywhere in this country that I want to go. Yeah, that bike's gonna make waves. Royal Enfield is making waves. I wish they would pick me up. I would love to promote their product and get a sponsorship from them at someday. For one, I'm just a big believer in what they're up to and kind of what they're creating. I'm a big fan of Royal Enfield. I think this Himalayan bike for the ADV market is just going to explode. Yeah. For the Himalayan bike weight. Yeah. I think it's a little bit heavy. Hello from Guam. Hey, yeah. How's it going, man? Hope life is good there in Guam. When traveling, how do you pick your lodging? Like any issues with roaches, ants, bed bugs, blisters, bed bugs? Do you like stay 4-star or higher? David, I use pretty much Agoda, and I stay cheap, man. I stay pretty cheap. And some of the places like that FN Lodge place that I stayed at in Palawan, man, Rockstar, 1,300 pesos a night. Which, how much is that? Let's convert that out. Like what? Yeah, $22 a night. That, so it's really hit or miss, and then you can find stuff that's not as nice. So I use Agoda, and I kind of use the reviews and stuff like that. We had this place over in Bohol, though. I remember I was traveling with these 4 other guys, and it was so bad. We had to get out, man. So sometimes you get in places where you're like, oh, I gotta go, but then like the FN Lodge in Palawan, man, I was just like, this place is awesome. So, but I use Agoda. That's what I like to use. Jack, there's another vlogger who showed government statistics at the top 1% earn minimum, 4,000 US month, 3K should be more than enough. Yeah, it just depends. Just depends on where you're at and city. That's kind of one of the reasons why I might get out of Cebu City is I'm just seeing how much cheaper it is. If I go to Ormoc and I get an apartment there for 6,000 pesos a month versus here at 40,000 pesos, it's just all right. And then, kind of if I want to come to Cebu City and stay a week, do whatever, rent an Airbnb and come hang out, So that's probably what I'll do down the road. It just kind of depends. Yeah, just kind of depends. Yep. Life with Chris. I'm not scouting crap. I'm pulling a Brit and just moving there. Oh, that guy, man. He is such a character. Oh my gosh, he is so funny. Yeah. I kind of did that in a way. Like I did come out and I spent 2 weeks here, but I only came out once, and I was just so tired of my life, guys, in the United States. I was just like, I cannot do it. I can't do it anymore. And a lot of it, like I said, was an accident that just kind of woke me up to it. And I just was like, I'm done. And as I'm sitting there on that island with freaking 4 college girls, I'm like, yeah, I kind of love my life right now. Like, this is pretty great, man. I'm really digging it. It just, just sweet girls and, just having fun, kind of touring around. And they're like wanting me to take pictures and, shooting videos and riding motorcycles. I mean, come on, man. What dude is not going to love that life? I mean, just absolutely amazing. And then looking at like what it was in Colorado, sitting in my apartment. I'd sold my house for my divorce, and nothing going on other than my work, which, you know, I just kind of dove into and working whatever 50 hours a week. And I just, man, I can't imagine going back to that. Oh my gosh. So I don't blame you for pulling a Brit, because if your life was anything like mine, it was just absolutely miserable. Now, are there things here that aren't as great? Yeah, you know, there are, whatever. Maybe you got some medical care and stuff like that you may not be able to get to, but you work around it. I mean, that's kind of the mentality here, is there's 10 different ways to do something, and finding the shortest way is kind of the culture. And so yeah, I'm just a huge fan, man. I love my life right now. I really do, man. I love it. Now, you know, there's some things to work on, but you know, my worst day here is 10 times better than my worst day back there. I'll just have to, you know, start over and go do something else, right? Or go hang out with some other people. So yeah, really, really cool, man. Good for you, brother. I'm excited for you. What would you say is a good length of time for exploratory trip to the Philippines? I feel like 30 days would go by super fast. Yeah, dude, the longer the better. I mean, I don't know. I know guys too. I met chatting with a gentleman yesterday. He's been coming out here for 5 years and still can't make up his mind. So whatever, man. I mean, yeah, honestly, for me, I could do it in a week, but if you're very intentional, right? Like every day, like you stay here in Cebu City and walk around, like get out of the business park, get out of IT park, walk and see the city for what it is, you know? And then, you know, doing that every day but pay attention. I tell people, pay attention to your interactions with people. Cause to me, that was what was key, is how are people treating me? How are they interacting with me? How are they, you know, saying hi, hello, that kind of deal. And is this a place I could live in? But yeah, I mean, to get a full sense of something, you're talking months to get a full sense. But to get an idea if you could live there, for me, it was a week. And you know, I knew then that it just, but my life was pretty bad in the United States, right? So for people who maybe have a big family structure or have a big social life or did stuff more than just work, you know, it just kind of depends. For me, I knew really quick that, yeah, I could live. Not only could I live here, I don't want to go back. Right? I've seen safe sold in hardware stores, and yeah, no, they're safe sold. Did I miss something? I've seen safe sold in hardware stores too, like safes. Yeah, like combination lock safes. Yeah, you get one of those if you. Not a bad idea, like to store your passport, especially if you're not in a super secure place. Man, the place I'm in now is so secure; it's just ridiculous. You got freaking badge ID, you got badge scanners to get in the elevator. No one's coming up here, man. It's super secure. So the road trip, the boys getting distracted. The boys getting happy for you. Yeah, man. The road trip was epic. The road trip was epic. Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah. Right off the bat, too, right? Like boom. We get into Billy Ron, and right there, you know, dates lined up. And I'm kind of thrown back, right? Like I'm not a big dater. I'm not. And I can get attached really kind of quickly to that deal. And sure enough, man, that's kind of what happened. And I was like, oh, I got to get away. I got to go ride, man. I didn't, you know, so I kind of ran out of Billy Ron, and I'm like, all right, I got to reset. But yeah, it was fun, man. It was fun. I did enjoy it. Lots of good times, man. You crack me up. It's light, but I know, right? It's light, but it's heavy. Yeah, it is, man. It is. So when you look at the like the true like dual sport bikes, and that's kind of what, unfortunately, what the 450 Himalayans got to start to kind of compete with in that market is like the lightweight KTM's, man. I mean, those guys are just freaking rocking it, right? Like when you look at what's the weight? Hold on. How much does a KTM 390 Adventure weigh? 390 Adventure weigh. 158 kilos. I mean, so that's what you're talking about, man. When you look at that, right? When you look at the curb weight, you're 168 kilos versus what, 180? That's where it's heavy, but it's not, and weight, when you're looking at that type of bike, is a big deal. It's a big factor, especially for the hardcore off-road guys that ride mainly off-road. Dude, that's the number one important thing for them, is how much does the bike weigh, right? Is it light enough for me? Because when you're riding off-road and you're standing up and you're throwing the bike around and you're picking it up, are you dropping your bike? Not at all. Or are you picking your bike up every half hour, right? And that's where that weight comes into play, because lifting that Tanner 700, freaking that bike weighs flat, and it's like lifting a house, so that's where it's heavy, but it's not. When you look at some of these premier bikes, Husqvarna, KTM, Gas, some of these, these bikes that can really do some off-road stuff, it's a heavy bike, but it's not. Oh man, life with Crispy, pulling a Brit can work as long as you're easy, adaptable, and patient. Yes, it can be, and I would say that's critical for anyone coming here, regardless if you're going to do a scouting trip or not. You got to be flexible. You got to be adaptable. You got to be happy-go-lucky. You got to wake up and just like, I say this in a couple of my videos, Bahala nasi Batman. It's a saying here. And I think it's key for us to take on as foreigners. It's just like, leave it to Batman, right? You just kind of have to be like, whatever, and I love that. I love that way of thinking and being, and just like, look at my riding gear, right? I was a guy that was at gear or at GAT, whatever, all the gear all the time. And I still believe in safety and all that. Guys, I'm riding around in freaking flip-flops, right? Granted, I'm doing like 20, 30 miles an hour, and I got shirt on, and I'm wearing a showy helmet, right? But, that's the kind of mentality that you have to bring here. It's just like, you know what? Let's kind of leave this Western perfectionism, behind, and let's just be simpler. Let's just be chill. Let's just go. Let's enjoy life, right? And not worry so much about life, but let's just go enjoy. Let's go ride. Let's just hang out. Let's go to, let's wake up and go to an island and hang out and have a barbecue and that kind of deal. That's the life here, and that's I think what we all want, but we can't let go of 50 years of programming to what we've been. I'm still deprogramming. I very much am still deprogramming. So yeah, really cool, man. Really cool. Yeah, thanks, Jack. Appreciate that, brother. Hope you're good there in Balmont too, brother. Yes. Hey, Christian, what's up, man? What's up? Yeah, me either. I can't. I don't think I could. Yeah, I would. If for some reason the Philippines didn't work for me, I would need to go somewhere else. I can't do it. There's no way. There's no way. I'll go back to visit, right? I'll go back and visit friends and family and that kind of stuff. But to live, yeah, I can't. No way. I'm gonna move this around here. Keeping stuff charged. Sorry. All right. You guys still, I moved some mic stuff around, so let me know if I'm on mute, which I probably won't see for a while. Okay, 3K budget. Great, I say 3K, but it's going to be 3.9. Okay, yeah, no, you'll be fine on 3 or 4,000. Jack, I'm a disabled, yeah, at Jack, I'm a disabled vet and have lived some out place in my life. I'm honestly really excited. Life is too short. And so is Jack, by the way. You both have a lot in that. And shout out, yeah, guys who serve, man, just awesome. There's a lot of that's here, a lot. So just shout out to you guys, man. Yep. If you own a business bike rental, can you own land? And you will probably need space to park the bikes. Yes, thoughts. Yes, Hex, it is in the works. And no, I can't own land, but my wife could. Or you can lease land, like you do like a 25 or 50-year lease, and you could do that. So there's tricks, but no, I can't own land. But that's kind of the thought, is to get a base probably out in Leyte somewhere, build a house and maybe even have a base. I would like to do a base in Leyte, a base in Mindanao, and I guess probably not in Bohol, but in Mindanao and Leyte I would. And then have bikes and stuff, and then run people in and out of there. We can do shuttles. we can do shuttles straight from Cebu to Ormoc, and then we could ride out from there. Is kind of what I'm thinking, right? Yeah. No, it's all thoughts going on for sure. Hanging with college girls better than hanging with your Roomba. That's right. That was my life, dude. Oh, it was so my life. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's so much better, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah. Good times, man. Yeah, life with Crispy. Exactly. Life is too short. Yeah, yep. Have to do. We do, man. Yep. You have a girlfriend now? I just started dating a girl. I just started dating her. Sweet, sweet girl. Like I said, she's a engineer student, industrial engineer student over in Pond. Just great. Just started dating. So I broke up, was dating a girl for a while. We broke up in December. We kind of broke up a lot before that, but we really officially parted ways in December. And since December, I've been on several dates. And was dating this one girl for a little while. She never really wanted to come around the channel. She was actually on my Instagram. She's pictured there, but she's super shy, and it just, it didn't work with her. But we dated for a little bit, and then I've dated another girl in Toledo, and then I went on dates. I don't even really call them dates. They're just kind of people hanging out, more friends up in Billy Ron when I was up in there. And then when I got to Pond, over the past couple weeks, I started dating this one girl, and she and I have really connected, I feel, and it's going really well. She's in, I think the video is out now. I'm actually behind quite a bit on my videos. She was in one of my latest videos, and then she's the kind of the tiny girl, sweet, just great girl. So, but it's new, right? It's super new. But yeah, I would say yes, I have a girlfriend now. And we're just kind of in that phase with kind of what we're calling it. But yeah, just great. You'll see more of her a lot coming forward. There's a lot of videos of her coming up. Plus, she and her sister are coming up this weekend, and they're going to spend the weekend here in Cebu. And then she'll be at the meetup on Saturday. So if you're here in town, you'll meet her actually then. And then we're going to be hanging out a lot. She might be doing an internship here in Cebu. So yeah, you'll be seeing her. Great girl. I'm really like, I feel like I'm dating the girl that I moved here. I didn't move here for a girl, but when I envisioned the type of girl that I would want to date, this is it, right? Smart, beautiful, funny, laid back, chill. Yeah, it's just all those things that I envisioned in like dating a Filipina. And yeah, just really sweet, caring, just kind of the sweetest, fragile, and yeah, just all this, just really feminine kind of way with her that I envisioned when I thought about moving here. And she's all those, just really, really cool. I'm excited, really excited to kind of get to know her more and more. I see. Thanks a lot for sharing. After being in Cebu, we're branching out from Cebu, thinking of Iloilo, Bacolod, or Davao. Yeah, man. Yeah, all great places. I like Iloilo. I haven't been to Davao yet. Bacolod seems cool too. I like Ormoc. I like Ormoc. I love Ormoc. I think it's great. Love it, love it, love it. I never did go back to Germany after 32 years. Good for you, man. Yeah, it would be like, Sue, I'm with you, man. I don't think I could do it either. Yeah, I couldn't do it. Not a safe that I would have to move, but there's something like giant safety deposit box where I could put papers other than so they couldn't be stolen. Yeah, from an apartment. Yeah, sure. And really just picking a secure place, I think, is key in that too. Honestly, I live, like it was Sharon, my place is so super secure right here, man. You ain't getting to my door even. That's locked and deadbolts and all that. There's no one getting here. And so a lot of your condos are going to have that type of security. So yeah. And then, yeah, if you don't have it, get in the safe, put your passport and stuff like that in there for sure. 30 days is short. Yep. Every island has its own cultural differences, and it is something I'm discovering too. And even cities within regions, you'll find like Billy Ron Naval. Like Naval was really yeah. Let's pull up the map again. So Naval was hold on, where am I? There we go. Yeah, there we are. So really different area in here too. Like it wasn't super friendly at first, but then they kind of did warm up. I felt, a little bit. And what's interesting too is there's different dialects here. There's Warai. Here in Naval they speak Bisaya, but even if you go like kind of like here, it's Warai, which I met a girl here. We hung out for a little bit. Shout out to you, Nasty. She took me out to actually the Higginbotham Island for that big rave and party. Gosh, that was so much fun. Crazy time. We're up to like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was just nuts. But yeah, it's just different vibes from even just when you're 30 minutes away. And then down here in like Ormoc, really sweet, friendly. Same here in Polympon, I get that vibe as well. So it just depends on where you're at and kind of the area. Yeah, but yeah, as far as traveling all around, you could spend multiple lifetimes, I feel, traveling around this country, seeing different places. How in general is the infrastructure with respect to auto repair and maintenance? Is it I'm more of a car guy than a motorcycle guy? But so this is interesting, and I'm glad you're bringing this up because it is something to consider with either car or motorcycle. And it is a lot of reason why you talk about Ducati and BMW that you may want to look to other things. So which is why I like Honda for a motorcycle, because there's Honda dealerships everywhere and you can get them serviced everywhere. Motor Ace is also another big chain that's here, which has KTM and Husqvarna and Royal Enfield. So that's another one. Now those aren't as abundant as Honda. So that's really key. And I'm glad you brought that up. You really want to look in Yamaha and Suzuki. So yeah. Yamaha, Honda for the scooter and that kind of deal. They're everywhere. Now, with auto, same kind of deal. You want to look at your Toyota. You want to look at anything Japanese. There's a lot of Toyota. I would say Toyota is probably one of the bigger manufacturers that are here. I'm also seeing Suzuki. Anything American, I would stay away from. Not that it's anything like they're an inferior product. You're not going to get them serviced here. There's going to be no service center. So I would say Toyota is probably your best bet. Anything Japanese is going to be your best bet here. Actually, there's a Ford. I am seeing maybe some Fords out here, but they're a little bit, I think they're going to be pricey. Yeah, Toyota's good. Suzuki's good, I think. Yeah, those would be the two that I've seen. I've seen some Mazdas, but not a lot. I'd say Toyota is probably your best bet for car manufacturer out here. Yeah, great question. Hey, Chris, I met a young studying British Filipina in London the other day in the gym. She took her headphones out to talk to me and was really nice. Shows you the culture of Filipinos are taught. Just so incredibly friendly. So, I mean, just really, I love it. I love it. Yep, they are. Yep. That poor robot has been running in circles waiting for Chris to come back home. Dude, I just ran it yesterday. It's so funny. That is one of the things, my Echo, my Roomba, my technology, that kind of thing. I've realized my life is changing a lot, where it's more about, I'm looking more into like hammocks, motorcycles, hammocks, being outdoors, fishing, maybe getting into snorkeling, some snorkel stuff. My life has changed from technology and gadgets to outdoors. And I was outdoorsy in Colorado, but nothing like I am here now. It's really, really digging it. Really digging it. Jack, Life with Crispy, thanks for your service. Yeah, right. You guys have a lot in common. Yeah. Yeah. You guys should talk. Jack is on the community page too, and really active there. So a great place to connect with guys like Jack and other guys too, are on the Facebook community group. So feel free, as well as check out the events and all that stuff we got coming up. Yeah, taking my partner there on March next year to convince him to retire there. Leyte, Dumaguete, Coron, and Cebu all in 3 weeks. Does it sound like too fast? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of slow down when you get here. The thing too, you want to realize is some things don't go on time or as scheduled, you can get flights delayed and canceled. That Western mindset of like boom, 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 I think will leave you a little bit frustrated. Take your time and enjoy. So you're 3 weeks. Yeah, take your time, and I would avoid Dumagetti. I would skip Dumagetti, and I would do the rest of them. Maybe go out to. Are you gonna fly? So you're gonna fly to what? Taclobaran? Yeah, yeah, Cebu and Coron. Yeah, if you want to do the touristy stuff. This is a video I want to make, but I think Bohol is like the easiest thing for you to do, or Mach City too. But honestly, Bohol, and then go into the. Yeah, so if I was to coach a tourist to come here, come to Cebu, chill out for a week, and then if you want to go somewhere, go take a ferry over to Bohol and stay in Panglao and do the touristy stuff there, because they're going to take you to do the Chocolate Hills. You can do this whole van tour thing. You'll do the Chocolate Hills, you'll do the Targiers, you'll do pythons and all that. And then, yeah, you can fly out to Coron also. But yeah, I just want to kind of slow it down a little bit, because traveling around can be a little bit hard and things get delayed and not on time. So, but yeah, that's cool. Good for you, man. Hope that goes well. It's light, but it's heavy. Technically, it's cold, but it's not. Dude, you're catching on quick, man. Catching on. That's great. Oh, man. Jake, appreciate it, brother. Yeah, man. Can't wait. And really what it's going to open up, it's going to open up my ability to ride with guys like you. You know, they're just coming here. You want to hang out. Dude, let's go ride. Let's hop on a ferry. Let's go ride over to Leyte. Let's do a day out riding around. And then, here, here's a bike. Let's go. That's kind of what I'm envisioning to do here. Yeah, right? Too funny. I know, right? Benny's hilarious, man. You guys are both very similar. Any man that can say he loves his life has my attention. Yeah, so I'm thinking you get your knuckles tattooed. Right hand light, left hand heavy. Yeah, man. I'm digging it. I am, man. I am digging it. It really is. And it's got its moments though, right? It does. It's a roller coaster, and it's a personal discovery in a lot of ways for me. I'm learning a lot. Like one of the things that I've learned kind of too recently is around dating is what am I comfortable with, and age stuff. And I mean, guys, you gotta shift a little bit of your thinking about age, and because it's hard to meet women your own age to date. Most of the women you're gonna meet are gonna be in their 20s. They just are. It's not that there's not available older, but it's just they're not really there. They're not. It's not what you're presented with. So, but then finding that balance, right? Like I was hanging out with some girls, in the younger range, legal age, but still. But I discovered that I really struggled with that kind of younger age. Like I couldn't let it go. Granted, the girl I'm dating now is 21, and that's quite young. And a lot of it too has to deal with just their mental maturity. So yeah, just a lot of personal growth and relearning myself in a lot of ways as I'm exploring this country and figuring out like who I am again, and what do I like, and what do I want to do. And it's really cool, man. I am digging it. But it's not without headache. But they're good problems to have, right? Like what's too young to date? That's a good problem to have versus I'm not dating at all, and I'm by myself and I'm alone, and and then but really I'm serious. Like that was something I had to really kind of have this personal inquiry on. It's like, yeah, I can't date this girl. She's way too young for me. And so yeah. So it's good problems to have, but funny. And I catch myself, just kind of thinking about it and how much I've changed in this year and a half, almost year and a half now. Really cool. Yeah, riding without, I didn't even need my gear. LOL, just K. Yeah, no, riding WFO, need my gear. I riding without the gear, man, was another change for me. It really was. And just kind of giving a lot of that up, but also realizing too the speeds that I'm going at and slow. Not that most accidents happen right at low speeds, but You know, just the practicality of carrying around freaking my climb gear everywhere. It's just, I couldn't do it. I do have a really nice helmet. I've dropped the gloves. I was wearing my nice gloves early on in my riding. I don't even, you know, yeah, right. Jack, I'm 100% as well. Yeah, you two have a lot in common. Yeah, you really do. Yep. Yeah, and you know, if you have some challenges around that, you know, Cebu City is that great place to start, as well as, you know, Manila, probably, you know, some of these more modern cities, you know, yeah. But yeah, you two might want to connect on the community group and talk about some stuff. Yeah, safety gear riding is important. Yep, show your head. Yeah, so you crash. Yeah, one of injuries. I'm with you, man. I have really nice helmet. I actually have a couple of helmets here now. Hexflex moved to the Philippines. Chris was going to get a rose and palm tattooed on his knuckles. Oh my gosh, guys. If you don't bring master mentality, a Brit will work. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Morton. That's a good point. You're right. If you have the ability to reset and kind of start over, it could work. And honestly, I feel, you know, YouTube videos did a lot for me. Like, you know, one of the questions I got early on are what surprises did I have, if any? And I really didn't have a lot of surprises. I feel like you get a good picture of what life is like here from watching guys' videos, especially videos like mine where they're actually walking and showing you kind of stuff like what it's like being out. I feel like you get a good sense of what life is like here. And watching lives and asking questions. I didn't really have any surprises. I think the one thing that got me right away, and it gets a lot of people, these two things are the animals, like the dogs and the cats, the street animals that are there. That kind of got me a little bit, and still does a little bit. You're going to see dogs with mange and, you know, I saw dead kitties and stuff, you know, stuff like that. And so, you know, as a guy, I had cats and dogs growing up. So I love pets. I love animals. That tugs at me a little bit and still does. And then kids, young street kids, stuff like that gets you a little bit. They don't have services like we do in the West for that kind of stuff. And as well as kind of mentally disturbed, you're going to see naked adults on the street. So those things are kind of what gets you a little bit, or what was a shock for me, because people aren't going to show that, right? They're not going to show dead animals. They're not going to show, you know, street kids, and maybe you see some of that. But anyways, that was one of the things I felt like I didn't really get from a YouTube channel by watching it, but really that was about it. I think every other way of living and being here in the Philippines, I really did get a good picture of from watching other vloggers and stuff like that, that kind of show you what life is like. So yeah. So you could probably do it without a scouting trip if you've done your homework, but you know, obviously good idea to come out and check it out for a while. How much should you put aside for taxes if you take out 5K from investments monthly? Ooh, I don't know, Oren. I definitely contact the CPA to, you know, consult with a financial strategist on that would be my advice. I am not that. But yeah, I would, you know, whatever, 20, 30%. I don't know. I would consult with a professional, honestly. They should be able to answer that question for you. If you decide to live in Leyte, you need a contingency plan during typhoon system. Absolutely right, Mr. Q. Yeah, no, you're right. My contingency plan has always been Davao City, but that's based out of here. So what I think a lot of that would be, one second. What I think a lot of that, by the way, I freaking love my French press. I think what that would be is just being in tune with what's going on, right? Like, the nice thing about typhoons is they're not like tornadoes where they pop out of nowhere. So if you're in tune with what's going on in the east, right? So I use an app called Windy to watch the weather and stuff. You got a couple of days or so to get the heck out, and I would still probably head to Davao City if I needed to, just because it's you know, let's bring up the map, right? So the nice thing about Davao City is it's way south in the Philippines. It's right way down here. So most of the storms that come in here from Guam, right, from the east, and they come along Samar and Leyte, and then they ride up north. So storms typically don't head south, and I don't know the scientific term for that, but there's actually a term for that. So they come in here and they come up north. So if you're in the Philippines, you can come down to Davao and you're in good shape. So that's kind of my plan if I would be in Leyte, is to, still come. Probably Cebu would be my contingent plan, and then if I needed to, I could hop on a plane and go to Davao City for a month or whatever, right? So that's kind of my plan around that. If a big storm was to rip through here, and just keeping an eye on it. I think a lot of it too just depends too on where you're at in Leyte. If you're along that ridge there, where am I? Get back to my map. If you're around this eastern ridge, you're going to get hit pretty hard. Now, I don't know, given the fact that where I'm going to be at's a little bit northern versus kind of southern Leyte. So, because here I don't think they get hit as frequently as this region does, and Samar. So, but you're right, you're absolutely right. I think it's always important for us to kind of have that in the back of our head, like what are we going to do when the storm comes through? And I think Davao City is probably a good option for all of us. And yeah, so yes, hello Scott, what's up? Jack, Chris, you just described every Filipino tiny girl I know. Well, actually, Jack, I was surprised. The girl I dated before, she was tall. She's like 5'6" or so. Other Latanians that I saw, Latanians, they're tall. But yeah, it's the girl I'm dated now. I think she's under 5 feet tall. Really sweet girl. Oh my gosh, she's melted my heart already. Digging it. But dude? She loves riding, loves it. Her dream is to go chase sunsets on a motorcycle. I mean, come on, man. Come on. Yeah, she loves it. Absolutely loves it. And smart, beautiful, funny, intelligent, caring, loving, kind. I mean, yeah, might be. Yeah, we'll see. And she makes you a Lamont. Yeah, she does. Dude, that was really good. That was really good. I enjoyed that. It was fun. It was mostly coconut, fresh coconut. I wasn't a guy who liked coconut in the United States. I didn't like it, but it's completely different, fresh off the tree, and I love it. And the coconut juice, man, I've been drinking a lot of the coconut juice. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. So good. Really delicious. Yes, mayong buntag, amigo. Yes, you too. Yeah, hope all is well for you, brother. Yeah, or sister. I can't tell by the name. Friend. So yeah. Yeah, see, there's a book called No More Mr. Nice Guy. Title is possibly misleading, and I'm sure it applies to you, but it really helped me. All right, Hex, I will make a note of that. No more Mr. I struggle with that, Mr. Nice Guy. Honestly, it's been Robert Glover. It was great in my career as an IT professional and working with attorneys. It was being a nice guy, being a helpful guy was something that's got me through my career and honestly in YouTube. But it's a weakness of mine. I acknowledge that. And I will check that book out. Thank you, sir. Because I do. I feel like, yeah, or maybe not. I'm not sure it applies to you, but it really helped me. Yeah. I'll check that out. Thanks, man. What's up, Ted? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for the invite to your Facebook group. Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for being there. We're just it's slow moving. If you're in town, if you're in the area, we got to meet up on Saturday. Me and my two friends. So the sister will be there, and she's very single and very eligible. So she'll be there on Saturday. And then, thanks for being there. It's really it's going a little bit slow. I haven't really had the time to kind of jump into the community group like I want to. But guys helping each other out, that's definitely happening. So yeah, it's going well. Are you planning to collaborate with other vloggers? Have you ever watched Dustin Backpack? I know you've talked about him, or other people have talked about him. I have not watched his channel. I don't mind doing stuff with other vloggers. I find that in my experiences with doing stuff with other vloggers, it just doesn't work out very well a lot of the time. Like, where did that pop come from? Is everything okay? Yeah. So it doesn't work out. We usually have different stuff that we're up to. The channels may not align. I'm not against doing stuff with other vloggers, but I'm also not actively hunting to do stuff with other people at all. I don't know. And I also feel like there's not a lot of other guys that kind of do what I do as far as like motorcycle stuff. So yeah, but yeah, no, I'm up for whoever. I think it's nice to do stuff with other people. It's fun. It's fun to. I do like meeting with other vloggers and chatting with them just because it's interesting to hear their perspective on the business and kind of maybe tips and tricks that they've developed along the way. But yeah, no, whatever. I'm up for whatever. A rave on a small island until 3 a.m. Dude, it was unbelievable. Is there special tea being served? I wish. It was epic, man. I've got some video on that. Yeah, it was amazing. It was so much fun. And we're camping in tents, dude. This 50-year-old body doesn't do well sleeping on the ground. But it was so much fun. I had such a good time. I've had 2 of these now where we're up late partying on these remote islands in the middle of nowhere. I mean, come on, man. Look at this island. It's just freaking nothing, and there's just a wild rave going on. Yeah, Maripipi, that wasn't it. This one right here. I mean, it's just nuts. Yeah, I stayed right through here, and this rave was right at this beach. Yeah, right through here. We were partying through here. It was just nuts, man. So much fun. Yeah, it was great. It was great. And that's another video I want to talk about too, as a sober guy, as a non-drinker. You could just it doesn't matter here in the Philippines. It really doesn't. It's so easy to just kind of hang out and chill and have fun. Not a big deal at all. Yeah. So it was a blast though. It was really a good time. Yeah, Atlanta MSR. Are you a single person? I have to pay cash for types of vehicle? Is it vehicle maintenance besides large shops? Plenty. Yeah, plenty local. But I do feel if you can go Japanese, your access to service and parts is probably best versus like an American. Yeah. The problem with Honda and having big bikes is that you can only get them serviced in a Honda big bike shop. Yep. Good point. But at least they're here. So you got the big bike shops, you got KTM, you got the Motor Aces that do KTM and Royal Enfield. No, but you're right. They're here. Harley, there is one shop here in Cebu. Same with Ducati and BMW. There's like one shop, but versus Motor Ace and Royal Enfield, they're a lot. KTMs are a lot. So easy to get service versus a couple of those other bikes. In the Philippines, you're guapo. In the West, you're not. It's true, Jack. Yeah. I mean, I did okay in the West. I just wasn't really interested. After my divorce, I needed several years to kind of reset. But I think that's kind of one of the things too. There's a lot of talk about guys when they first get here, they kind of go through that running amok phase, as Rike likes to put it, right? Kid in the candy store. Shout out to him, by the way. I'm such a fan, even today, kind of his videos and stuff. And but anyways, but I didn't really kind of go through that phase just because I think I went through that in my 20s and 30s in the United States. I was no problems dating as a younger guy too. I was highly successful at kind of in my 30s and 40s, and so yeah, I dated a lot and then got tired of it and then got married. So when I came here, I kind of already did that running amok phase earlier in my life, and I really kind of am more into those more connected kind of relationships and more intimate relationships with people, and getting to know people a little bit deeper than just kind of the one night stand or hanging out. But those are pretty abundant here. I would say though, if you're looking for that type of relationship, you'd want to stick to the bigger cities like Cebu City and BGC in Manila, and also to get online. But out in the provinces, you wouldn't want to have that kind of dating mentality out there, because it's going to lead to upset and frustration, not only for you, but for the locals. So yeah. I'm looking to connect with some people in the community group. Seems like a good group of people. Yeah, Ted. Yeah, brother. So once you get here in Cebu City, come to the meetups. I'll be scheduling more and more, especially I'm going to be in town a lot more, especially if it works out where this girl I'm dating does an internship here in Cebu City. So I'll be here probably most of June and July. So yeah, and then we'll do meetups and stuff like that. We'll get the weekly meetups set back up again. There is one coming up on Saturday. So yeah, if you're in town, definitely come by. Is it the poverty that is going to be, it is the poverty that's going to be the hardest thing for you. Yeah, it is for a lot of people. And that's one of the things, John, too, I'm looking into that I haven't really set up yet, is ways that we can contribute safely to the community. And I say that because you do have to be careful. You don't want to be giving out money on the street. You know, it's actually illegal to be doing that, but there has to be a way for us to contribute, like Habitat for Humanity or similar organizations like that, where we can go out and we can make a difference in these communities safely, because it is a factor and something I want to do as well. There's an organization, I can't remember what it is. It's got like a boat wheel emblem. Anyways, I can't remember who they are, but I've met some representatives here in Cebu City, and they do community-based projects and stuff like that here. And I really feel like there could be a partnership with the channel and them too. And because that is something I feel most of us do struggle with as we get here, and then struggle with ways that we can contribute, right? When my Filipino wife and I were introduced by my mutual friend 22 years ago, there was no social media, YouTube. Yep, that's right. Yeah, right. Good morning, Chris. Yes, Filipina expat. What's up? I think you might be talking about the Cumulus effect regarding the storms. Yes, that could be where storms don't go south. They travel away from the equator. So if you're in the southern hemisphere, they go south. But if you're in the northern hemisphere, they go north. Yeah, that could be. I don't know the definition of it, but that could be exactly it. Chris, I get what you mean about your woman when you talk to mine here in the US. It sounds too good to be true. I know, right? Because she's everything I wanted. People say I want a U.S. visa. Yeah, people say she wants a U.S. visa, but yeah, dude, I wouldn't want to go back to the United States. You know, no way, man. Even with a good Filipina, no way, man. Yuck. Yeah, sorry. I mean, I couldn't imagine my life there anymore, especially with the elections coming up. And oh my goodness, no way. 18 years for us is, yeah. Wait, Yahoo Messenger? Yeah, right? That's how you guys started? My goal is to ride out a typhoon. I do not recommend that, Charlie. I do not recommend that. Especially here, you know, you're dealing with building an infrastructure that might not be up to standards or par. You know, you look at some of the typhoon history here, it's pretty devastating because of that. You know, your best bet is to kind of get away from it. And you can. It's easy. Slow moving big storms. Now, granted, they don't have the best tracking. That was one of the things that kind of got Cebu City in trouble, is they didn't track the storm very effectively. They were not anticipating the storm to kind of be as big as it was and come through here. So it's better to be safe than sorry, I feel. I lived in the Florida area for years, so I'm used to actually being around big storms like that. And, you know, like I said, the best thing to do is get out of its path if you can, is my advice, really. Yeah. Do you feel you get more attention or stands out compared to with Filipino men? Yes, definitely. Yes, absolutely. You do. You will, as a Westerner, you'll get a lot of attention. But so it's an interesting point, right? Let's talk about this a little bit, because there's pros and cons to it. So sometimes, though, you'll meet a Filipino girl who doesn't want to date you because of that, and they don't know how to approach you. They maybe they want to, but they're a little afraid of the chismes and the gossip and the talk about dating a foreigner. So you definitely stand out, but it also then creates these other challenges of how do you break the ice with this girl who won't talk to you in public, right? So there's some challenges around that. There really are, especially when you get out in these province areas. Now, the girl I'm dating now, yeah, if I would walk up to her and talk to her, she'd be just terrified. Most provinces girl would be. They'd be so withdrawn and scared, and they don't know how to talk to you. I mean, they have the ability to speak English, but they're so shy and reserved that they don't know what to say, and then they're worried about what their friends are going to talk about, right? So yes, you stand out. Yes, there's a lot of attention, but finding ways to break that ice, finding ways to get connected with these girls can sometimes also be a little bit of a challenge. It's a slow roll. I feel like, you know, coming by, setting up, you know, the same place and and that kind of deal. And they're so afraid of the tourist, right? The guy that's coming in for a couple of weeks and then leaving. They don't want that. Not all of them. Maybe some of them want the hookup, right? But most of them, especially out in the provinces, they're looking for a boyfriend. They're looking for a husband. They're not looking for the hookup, most, not all, but most, so it's really interesting. Great question. Great kind of topic too. I'm going to ask out the London Gymnam girl. Yeah, next time I see her, wish me luck. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, dude. I don't know how long she's been out of the Philippines, but you can learn a little bit of the local the language there. Find out where she's from. She's from Visaya, or she's from find out kind of the dialect and just learn a couple of words. Say hello, say hi, how are you? That kind of stuff. But figure out her dialect, because that'll, especially if she's from Visaya region and you can speak Visaya to her, like, hey, good morning, good afternoon. That'll blow her away, dude. That'll just blow her away, and it'll be an instant opening in that area. And then obviously when you go out, get some rice. Taco, man. Just driving across British Columbia while watching the live. Great to hear you having a blast and learning how to chill on the road trips. Yeah, good for you, man. Ride safe there, brother. Hope you're good there. Looking forward to doing some rides and trips with you when you get down there, man. Yeah. Coconut water is loaded with so many good things. Yes, super healthy. Super healthy. Yeah, I'm loving it. And honestly, it's very refreshing. I found, when I was drinking, it was super hot. It was hot out, and I really enjoyed the coconut water. Loved it. Big fan. Shedding that 60-hour work week rat race, and the commute, professional embracing. Yes, man. 3 a.m. raves, tropical sunsets, and embracing that Mumbai. Yeah, dude. What a life. Such a different life that I have now. Man, unbelievable. I just blown away. Yeah, blown away. Sounds like it's time to get your Filipina a pink helmet. Yes, it is. She needs because she doesn't have a helmet. I need to get her one. Yeah, you're right. Too funny. You can own land up to, well, I don't think we can own any land. There's tricks around that, right? You can lease stuff. If you're married, obviously your wife can own it. But as far as a foreigner, I don't think we can actually own anything. We can own condos, and even then, there's some certain stipulations around that. Like, it has to be primarily owned by Filipinos. So if you're in a condo unit, whatever, 60% of that has to be owned by Filipino. I don't know the percentages, but yeah, you can own a condo, but land itself, I don't think we can own. But they're like I said, though, there are tricks. You can lease it. So if I go to one of the raves and I slept in a tent, who will come carry me out? Ask for a friend. I know, dude. Sleeping on the ground as we get over 50, I don't know. I don't know if we're built for it. I've been in a tent twice now, and both times I'm like, actually, I want to get a hammock. I was asking the girls, like, do they make hammocks for two? I think that's called a swing, but I don't know. I wonder if they make hammocks for two. That's I think we'll much more comfortable. Oh my gosh. Bike upgrade soon. Yes, man. I think I'm today I might be going to put a deposit down on a 450 Himalayan. How was it sleeping in the tent there? Was it cool enough? Did you sweat? That would be my biggest issue. Sometimes wake up. Yeah. So both times, and I think it was just the tent. If I had a better tent, we rented tents both times, and they weren't effective at moving the air. So it did get hot in the tent, but it was much cooler outside. So if I had a better tent with better ventilation, I would have been just fine in the tent. The problem is sleeping on the ground for me. So the second time, we moved to a softer beach area. So that was okay. I mean, that was epic, right? I mean, sleeping right on the beach, just amazing. Beautiful, right? Hearing the waves and crash. But I do think hammock would be a much more comfortable experience than a tent. But the problem is it's hard, like you're saying, it's hard to sleep too, but if you had a tent with decent support, like a sleep pad, then yeah, you would be fine. But then you're getting into more and more gear. But you could do it. I mean, I did motor camping in Colorado. So I can definitely do it here in the Philippines, which I will be building up that kit to do that kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah, you're going to see more and more of that of me over the next couple of years as I travel around, building out my motor camping kit. Yeah, but yeah, you could do it. It gets cool at night. Rain would be another concern. But yeah, a good tent is what I was lacking. Yeah. The big bats reminded me of Flying Monkeys, The Wizard of Oz. Dude, those bats were huge. They were massive. They were just ginormous. And a lot of people commented on that and put in information regarding those bats. They're pretty rare. Dude, they were huge, huge. I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe how big those were. I found several charities that I'm interested in. Okay. One is a free cleft lip and palate surgery. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've seen that, John. Yep. The Philippines Army is involved. Okay. Yeah. No, that's really cool. I'm looking to get involved with a couple of agencies here too to kind of let people know and promote those and let people know how they can. Yeah. For all of us, it was email and calling cards, right? Yeah. 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 It's crazy. Long time ago. Yep. Good for you guys though for coming out here. Do they have beautiful hard rain? Absolutely. Yeah, thunderstorms like Florida, great sleeping weather. Yes, 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 they do. Hard, heavy rain like Florida. It's interesting though. I haven't seen a lot of that in the year and a half that I've been here. And so let's bring up the map again, and we'll wrap it up here in a little bit. How long have I been going? Over 2 hours. Okay, but let's look at the map because I want to talk really quick about this region of Cebu in particular because I'm not getting a lot of rain here. I just don't. Rain has been a non-issue. Unlike I feel this particular region of the Philippines. I feel like most of this wet weather just comes running right up through here, especially the big storms. But this more region to me is I just don't see it. And in my whole riding when I was out there doing that trip, like I said, I had one time, and it's summer out there now. I had one time when I was riding from Biliran down to Palapan where I hit some rain. In the year and a half, I think there's only been 2 times in a year and a half of riding out here that I've been caught in rain. Yeah. So this region, the Cebu region is really dry. I'm wondering if the Bohol would be similar. This is a little more wet, I feel. This Luzon, Samar, Leyte region is a little more wet. But yeah, really kind of wild as far as the big storm stuff. I was anticipating a lot more moisture. It hasn't been there. I'm getting the mindset that all Filipinas date to marry. Yeah, John, which I don't know, man. I like that. I think you could get more of a little casual dating environment in Cebu City and in Manila and BGC and Makati. I think you could find that, but I would say the majority of the region is that. But that's my speed of dating. I've never been a guy who and not that this is right or wrong or I'm better or worse. I don't have that stance, but it's just me, like what I like. But I've always been the guy who likes to date a girl, get to know her and hang out and develop that kind of connection. And then whatever, if it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. I like the months of dating, not the nights or, the couple night dating scenario. I find that exhausting. Gosh, when I was in Biliran dating like 3 or 4 different girls, over a 2-week period, I was batty. I was just like, get me the hell out of here. It was driving me crazy. I don't like that kind of dating environment. It drives me freaking batty. I like the more let me find out about you. Who are you? Right? Like even when I was on the dating apps here in Cebu City, it's like, do you want to come to my hotel or that kind of deal would be the response that they would send to me or can I come to your hotel kind of deal. I'm like, let's have lunch. Let's go talk. Let's go have a cup of coffee and let's chill. And that's the kind of speed that I like. So I think you're right. But to me, I love that. I didn't move here for the dating, but if I was to kind of pick that dating environment, it would be that. And you're right. And especially when you look at province dating and outside of some of these bigger cities, they dream of having a foreigner husband, have kids, and to settle down. And you look at a lot of reasons why these girls date us foreigners is because they want to get away from the unfaithful nature of maybe some of the Filipino men. And I'm not saying that they are, but I am saying that that's what I consistently hear from Filipinas is they want a husband, right? And that's why they're looking to us as that. So yeah, I think you're right there, and I love that. I think it's and if you're looking for a wife or a girlfriend, probably the best place on the planet, right here in the Philippines. Yeah. Hey Jack. Yep. Yeah. You too, brother. Yep. Ampin. You can own land. You can own land up to 1,000 square meters if you are naturalized Pinoy. Okay. Interesting. Hello from Canada. Love the vids. Hey, Scott. Yeah, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, my idea of camping is a 3-star hotel. I'm with, dude, especially as we get older. I mean, you served, right? You travel around, probably spent your time in some tents. But yeah, man, same. As I'm getting older, I don't know. I haven't given up quite yet. I need to find a system because I look at these islands and I can see where it would be just so incredible just to kind of camp out on some of these islands. But a good sleep pad, a good sleep system is what I'm interested in doing. Because you're right about some Filipinos not liking the attention of being with a foreigner. Dude, I'm seeing that a lot, especially from older women who I've seen giving them dirty looks happen in Vietnam too, unfortunately. So this is something that I don't feel like gets talked about a lot, but it is very much there. There is a little bit of a stigma for dating a foreigner. Some girls don't freaking care at all. They just don't. And you want to ask yourself why. But some girls don't care, but some girls really do. I dated this girl here in Cebu City. She would not be seen with me in public at all. She would not. Too much chismis, too much talk, too much gossip. She was very interested in me. She wanted a date and that kind of deal, but she would not be seen with me in public. And it was kind of weird. Like, well, whatever. You just want to go back and hang out at the apartment? Okay. Chill and watch Netflix? All right, whatever. But there is that dynamic where you have these girls that's there. So I don't think you could overcome it, right? Like it just takes time and stuff like that. But there is something really true about that. Yeah, that and soft sand is where it's at. Yeah, we moved the tent down into the soft sand, and we actually slept a lot better. They do make a double hammock, but what are you going to attach it to? Or is my jaw hurting from laughing? Love you, brother. Yeah. So there are a lot of palm trees. Hammocks are really common here. I see a lot of hammock everywhere. I see hammocks in boats. I see hammocks kind of out and about. I saw a lot of hammocks on the beach. But yeah, the hammocks are pretty abundant, pretty common. Dating to marry is nice, especially as in the West, they date to ghost you. Yep. Dating to marry is very common, and it's really different kind of topic. Probably something I'll do a video on at some point, just because it's catchy and it'll do well. And it is something that I think us Western men don't really have an idea of, and something I learned pretty quickly. This whole date to marry thing, it's almost like you're married at that point. And if you break up or do something different, it's like, what the heck? I thought we were supposed to get married kind of deal. So versus a Western type of thinking is yeah, we're dating. The likelihood of us getting married is probably slim to none, but you know what? Let's date and see where it goes kind of deal. Versus here, it's, yeah, we're going to get married and you're dating just to kind of fill in time before we actually get married. It's different. I found it really interesting. Yeah. I have not been, and that is on my list. My girlfriend and I, we plan on going out there and checking it out. So we're just waiting on her to get a little bit of time. Back in the day, we would go camping on the island in the International Waterway in Florida. Yeah, nice. We would bring a generator, window AC up. Yeah, cheating, but yeah, no, car camping is all right. I did a lot of car camping in the United States. It's good, and I do like that. And I feel with moto camping, you can bring along some of those amenities too. I did see some solar chargers and stuff like that, and the technology around that's getting better and better. So I think you could, especially with a decent ADV bike, Himalayan 450, you could accomplish that really, really kind of easily. Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you add with the live chat. Yeah, no worries, Forrest. Yeah, no, I actually really get a lot out of the lives. I like them a lot. I enjoy them. I think it's a great way for us to connect. I think it's a great way for you guys to ask questions. We can really deep dive into stuff that you can't necessarily do in a comment section. I get a lot out of it. I really do. Plus, it also too, it kind of confirms for me as I'm talking about it and what's important. It brings up questions for me, like things I didn't think about, like what's important to me and like what do I want, and the whole dating thing. It just kind of reaffirms a lot of my thinking and stuff. So I love the lives. Filipinos like the Cubans, not the mini kiss. They like not the mini sausages. I know. I can't say what I want to say here. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Can I say what I want to say here? No, I can't. There's 3 words that I love to hear. And yeah, anyways, I'm going to just leave it at that. Hey, Chris, apparently you've added value with the live chat. Great experience and perspective. Yeah, man. No, thanks, Forrest. I appreciate you being here too, brother. I really do. I really do. Yeah, poor Chris. I want to get to know you. And she wants to throw at me. I know, right? Poor Chris. Yeah, she wants to get to know me. But yeah, but a lot of those too, which I'm just kind of, it's all transactional. And there is a transactional side of the dating here. I think somebody asked me a question too in one of my recent videos, is how easy is it to kind of, to score on the first date? I said, well, if you're paying for it, it's super easy, but so there is that kind of transition in girls who are just there to kind of, and I feel too, there's a practical nature towards that type of situation where women really, there is a practical nature about, hey, you know what? I can make I can make a lot of money kind of doing this. I can support myself through college. There is a lot of that's here. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's WhatsApp. It's pinging me. So yeah. So there is a little bit of a practical nature towards prostitution. And you know what? I got to turn that off because my OCD will freak out with that. But yeah, so there is a little bit of a practical nature towards that type of environment, and so you'll see a lot of younger, college girls, whatever, paying tuition and stuff like that for that, and yeah. So sorry, that threw me off a little bit. But yeah, I know, poor me, right? But it's just nothing that I was interested in, as far as kind of dating girls and that kind of deal. I mean, I did want connections, I did want that, but really, I was chasing happier, healthy lifestyles out here. That's really what I'm after, and still is today. I mean, the girl thing is just an absolute benefit, right? And it is one of those things, I think, too, when you get into the dating, how you can get distracted a little bit from that. I know I did, and especially when I was out in Billy Ron and Naval, and was like, what are you kidding me? This gorgeous young girl wants to date me, and and then you see the thing that gets you is you see your friends having success in the dating girl, and they're like, what are you dating this girl and then this girl, and then you're like, well, wait, all right, I gotta try this out a little bit, right? So but anyways, but yeah, the transactional side is nothing that I was really interested in, but in not judging, and I get it, especially if you're here on a couple-week vacation, but I would say for that type of deal, I would go to Angeles City or Pattaya. I think those are your better options for that type of deal. Like if you're on a 2-week vacation and you're like, hey, how many girls can I date in 2 weeks? Go to those regions and you'll be fulfilled in that. And again, not judging, I get it. But for here in this region, I would say is more for the guy who's moving here, living here. If you're looking to like date a lot, Cebu City would be a good option, as well as Manila, BGC. If you're looking for like a wife or a girlfriend, get out in the provinces a little bit and you'll find them there too. Yeah. We literally put the generator and AC in the boat and took it out to the island. A bit of hassle, but worth it. Yeah, man. I hear you. Yeah, man. Safe riding, brother. Safe riding. I'm about done here too, honestly. Yeah, we're actually all caught up in the comments. Okay. I'm out, but no doubt your lives. Yeah, no, I'm out too, guys. We're all caught up in the comments. We'll kill it here. Really appreciate everyone being here, being part of the live today, and talking about stuff. I love it too. I get a lot out of it, and enjoy doing this. So see everyone Saturday on the live, or Saturday at the meetup if you're in town. And then also too, we got a group of us going out to Ormoc on Tuesday. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Empine, take care.